This means that not everything that's mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Still offering the beginners tarot classes. It's closing soon. The spot to pay for your session will be closing soon. The classes begin on March 15th. Again, the details are on my site. Let's dive in. The topic of this, all signs, is going to be, goodness, slips my mind. Those of you who are no contact, Aries. Somebody feels like you silenced them, you muted them, you blocked them. They feel like you did this and you moved on quickly with no qualms about it. This person still thinks about you, Aries, or cross-watching. They might be having dreams about you during this point in time. There's a Leo that just entered your reading. And I think somebody right now might be going through some chaos. This is Aries. You got some chaos in your situation followed by success. So yeah, we're going to talk about just random things too, as I see it. I'm not going to ignore certain things that I see in the reading. Yeah, it looks like somebody might be trying to delete you out of their mind. But I think as someone tries to do this, they want to, they're making a decision about communicating with you. There's somebody that feels you leaving them behind, Aries or cross-watcher. And there's a lot of things that have been left unsaid. But rather than say things to this person around this period of time, it looks like someone's just going to have this inner dialogue about the situation before they kind of make a move. It seems like before this all happened, there was some inconsistency in somebody's story. It just seems like there were some things that they said that didn't quite add up. So you summed it up in your mind that maybe this just isn't the situation for you. I think that there is an apology that somebody might want to extend to you, Aries or cross-watcher. But I think right now, somebody feels lost about maybe how to restore the relationship and make it healthy again. It definitely looks like you're in separation from someone at this current time. Yep, somebody doesn't know what to do about this. They don't know if they should stay silent or they should come forward. It just seems like they stay in this very confused state of mind about you at this point. Yep, somebody's still feeling stuck about things, unsure about things. You might view this person as self-centered, Aries or cross-watcher, or chances are they may view you this way. It could be a skewed perspective. It could be factual. It just depends on the situation. So take it however it genuinely, truly resonates in your situation. Maybe somebody didn't expect things to end the way that they did, but I definitely feel like somebody came off of this situation feeling unappreciated or feeling like the person that they cared about didn't care about them. So it seems like you're in this stuck place. There's no communication that's going to move this situation forward. Not productive and not conductive, productive communication anyway. Yeah, you're not talking to this person possibly after like an episode, a chaotic episode between you and this person may have broken out. King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but this really oozes Libra for me, but of course it could be Aquarius or Gemini, as I mentioned. It's featured is Capricorn, and you also have Scorpio. You got the moon. For me, is Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. Somebody detects BS. This is why they're not talking, especially a Cancerian. Somebody feels like someone is manipulating them. Random side note, we got a full moon coming up in a few days. And it happens to be a full moon that has a lunar eclipse involved in it. Be mindful of your energy, especially around this period of time. I believe it's March 3rd. March 2nd for some, March 3rd for others. Hey, Shelby. Yeah, you want to be mindful of protecting your energy. It looks like for some of you, hear me clearly, it's not for everyone, but for some of you, someone might have plans to attack, especially your finances. Somebody wants to attack your funds for whatever reason. Or this is someone possibly doing some sort of ritual against a relationship. Like this is someone doing separation spells. Someone might find the perfect opportunity to try to capitalize on you or your situation. And like I said, that's not for all, but it's for some. Take it in only if you, as a confirmation to your situation, as though you would already know that this is happening. For those of you who would already know that this is happening, it may be a confirmation for some of you, but for others of you, it's just not. It's simply not your message. There's a Sagittarius that is on the scene. I think that there will be communication that does come in. This communication, chances are, is going to be initiated by a fire sign. Chances are it could be you, Aries, could be a Leo, could be a Sag, or someone with predominant fire in their natal chart. Especially if this is maybe a sibling to sibling situation or a parent child situation. Let's say this is you haven't communicated with a parent. It seems like there's a parent that's heavily, that the thoughts of you are heavily on their mind. And this may be a parent that wants to reach out to make things better. But again, the situation appears to be stuck. It just seems like somebody feels extremely betrayed, especially a family member, and somebody is just really not having high hopes about the situation turning around. But just know that the spirit guides are ushering someone to say something. Aries or cross watcher. When it comes to your vehicle, it seems like you might want to, I don't know if this is your car payment, this sort of thing. Like somebody might be behind in car payments, or this is, you might need maintenance on your vehicle. It seems like something might be going on with your car, your driver's license, this sort of thing. Spirit guys, shed more light on this, please. There's a mix-up in your situation. Or perhaps you're feeling quite disorganized, Aries. Especially your thoughts. It seems like your thoughts are swimming. Because for some reason, while I'm doing your reading, that's the energy that I'm picking up. It's just a lot of swimming thoughts. Okay, Spirit guys, what's going on with Aries? Yep. Comes to your bills, it seems like this is something that you're concerned about. So your car, it seems like it's one of those things. Some of you could possibly be car shopping. And because I see some sort of loan that maybe you're taking out. It looks like maybe there's a loan that's approved for you. And there's some money that comes in, especially those of you who are not working, because it looks like some of you might be working tirelessly looking for work, but maybe you haven't heard back from a job. You're starting to feel like you're waiting in vain. It does look like there's some stability that comes into your situation, Aries or cross watcher. Who also comes into your reading is someone who passed away. So there's a passed on loved one that definitely is very protective of you during this period of time, especially hovering around an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But specifically highlighted here is Taurus. What am I trying to say here? This is a loan getting approved. This could be for a home for some of you. This could be for a car. It could definitely be for student loans. Yep, your cards are all over the place. It feels like your thoughts are absolutely scattered. One minute you're upset about things and maybe getting ready to go off, and sometimes it seems like you're ready to it seems like it's hard for you to ground your energy. Your walls are way up. Someone's walls are up against a mother figure. There's a mother figure that would like to speak to possibly their daughter, or this is between you and a friend. Maybe there's no contact between you and a friend of yours. It looks like this dialogue opens up slowly but surely between you and someone, especially a Pisces or a Leo. And what Spirit is warning you about in this situation, Aries or cross watcher, is tempering your criticism or being mindful of your words before they leave your mouth. Because it looks like somebody is a loose cannon. They say whatever it is that comes straight to their mind without fully thinking about what it is that they're saying. Spirit guides are saying if this is a situation that you genuinely want to make better, Be mindful of the words that you say. Be mindful of, yeah, the way that you frame your words, and also not allowing your emotions to get in the way. Not allowing, because it looks like your emotions, you're stuffing them. So your emotions are prone to come up like a volcano, like they're volcanic. And this is your spirit guides. This is why they're talking to you about calming yourself, grounding yourself before having a conversation. Because it looks like there's a conversation that could be emotionally charged. If you let your emotions get in the way, this might be a situation that doesn't work productively. So you might kind of just be wasting your time in this situation. So again, whatever this is that you need to say, Spirit is saying, calm yourself. Go into this with the right mindset before speaking to this person. What I notice on the side of the situation is somebody's very curious about you, Aries or cross watcher. You could be very curious about an air sign. Let's talk about it. There's an air sign, and it looks like you're looking in the direction of an air sign, unless you are Aries cusp. No, Aries is not on a cusp, but Libra is your opposite. People looking at you for positive reasons. People that are looking at you as though your intentions are pure. We got people that are looking at you for negative reasons. People that might view you as an imposter. Do you really care what these people have to say or think about you, Aries or cross watchers? It doesn't seem like that's the perspective that Spirit is trying to place on your heart, but it is telling you that they want you to be aware of what might be going on in your surroundings in the background. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of people that might have opinions about what you're doing and saying, or how you ought to be living your life. Yeah. And your thoughts, and this does say thought by, in case it isn't clear, and I'm sure that it isn't. Somebody is thinking about you, as I mentioned to you, and waiting. You might be waiting for them to communicate with you, or vice versa. While you're maybe not talking to this person, it definitely feels like somebody is very prone to depression. I don't mean to make the energy heavy, but I want to be truthful about what I see. It seems like somebody might be contemplating offing themselves, if you get what I'm trying to say. Aries or cross watcher. So someone could possibly be calling you with a compassionate, looking for a compassionate ear about something that they're going through around this period of time. Because it seems like somebody might feel like they're constantly going through something. And they might be feeling very frustrated and very irritated about this situation. So this could also be a reason that maybe you haven't heard from someone in a while. Maybe they're trying to get their situation together. It seems like somebody is in some deep woe is me energy. And when I'm saying woe is me, I'm not trying to minimize anybody's situation. How you feel is how you feel about it. But you get what I mean? It's like that's your perspective about situations. Like you're looking at a situation from a very pessimistic standpoint when your situation is getting ready to turn around. And I think that's what spirit guides want you to see. So there could be someone that you could be communicating with. Maybe you value this person's opinion. And maybe there could be someone that could be offering a new approach to a particular situation that maybe you hadn't considered. In the background of your situation, somebody is spreading a ton of drama. This might be when it comes to your work. Let's look at this real quick. I guess this wasn't supposed to be the topic, but as I mentioned to you, I'm not going to ignore what I see on the table. Oh, I did mention that for some of you, this has something to do with a job. Maybe you're waiting to hear back from a job. And maybe it's been crickets lately. I do see something offered to you. I see some good news coming into you before the end of this week. For some of you, as I mentioned to you, this could be something to do with home. This could be a lease. Some of you could be finding out that maybe you have a buyer. Somebody is putting in an offer for your home, or you've been approved for a home. You're approved for something, is what this looks like to me. So this is definitely a yes to the job. And again, whatever enemy, okay, just caught my eye. There is an enemy at work, it looks like. So somebody is coming in. They're laying it on thick with the drama. This person might exist in the background, but this person doesn't want to live in the background of your situation. They want to live in your mind. So be careful of someone coming in to try to trigger you when you're already going through something. Because as I mentioned to you, it seems like you're explosive. One more thing and you're ready to go off. And I think there's somebody that sees this about you, and they might be trying to seize the moment of that particular situation. Your situation, your spirit guides are encouraging you to keep going. in spite of the opposition, because there is some opposition in your situation. This person doesn't stop you unless you allow them to. Aries or cross watcher, because I did say that someone is trying to cross you. And when I say cross you, this is someone trying to curse you, send negative energy your way. Whether through ritual or this is through gossip. Or someone saying some things to try to ruin your morale about situations. Somebody in your situation that is a heavy drinker. So someone could possibly be drinking heavily, thinking about you at this time. Say that. This gives me Gemini heavily. But you might have a back and forth with somebody. Like I said, somebody is trying to trigger you to react. Aries, don't fall for the trap. A cross watcher, it wouldn't be worth your time. This is nothing more than a mere distraction set up by a particular enemy, or maybe more than one exists in your situation. So again, this is your spirit guides letting you know who's in your energy, who to avoid, especially when it comes to conflict. You got a lot of deadlines here it seems like you might be excessively tired. You might be hitting that snooze button more than once. And it also feels like there's a ton of stuff in your inbox that maybe you're checking and getting back to while you're at work. Yeah, so be mindful about punctuality when you're going to work, Aries or cross watcher. Some of you might be hitting a sale. I don't know. You're going to maybe buy some things that you see on sale. You're definitely okay. Some of you are approved for a credit card. You're approved for something. A student loan, this sort of thing. Some money is coming to you. Aries or cross watcher. Or an opportunity presents itself to you. Some of you are performers, by the way. Performers, you sing, you dance, you do something on social media, this sort of thing. It seems like whatever you're doing is grabbing a lot of attention, especially the attention of a Virgo. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Aries nation for the next 7 days? Your guides are talking to you about precautions. They want you to take precaution about who is around you or around your family. It isn't saying to be paranoid about anyone that comes around, any and everyone that comes around you. It's not saying that. It's not saying to go to extremes. But it is saying to be aware, once again, of who's around you, who's in your environment, and whose energy feels off. And if somebody's energy or intention feels off, your spirit guides will say, you want to be obedient and receptive to that. There's going to be some revelations of things that have been kept secret from you for a while, Aries or cross watcher, that are coming through. So some things that have been hidden are definitely coming into your awareness, but they're coming into your conscious awareness first. You'll feel it first through your intuition, but you'll also see it in your dreams, chances are. Your guides are letting you know that they want you to make room for some miracles in your life, because it looks like they're coming through. And they want you to stay open-minded and receptive. The biggest key, the biggest takeaway in your reading this week is to be receptive. It seems like Spirit is emphasizing this because maybe your energy is very closed off, or you're every bit of a giver, but when it comes to receiving, it seems like, again, the energy is blocked there. And it seems like Spirit is trying to bring in abundance and a flow of abundance at that in your situation. So again, you can't receive if your hands are closed and clenched. Your spirit guides are saying be open and receptive to some new energy coming in or some blessings coming into your life. Your guides are letting you know that you're going through a transformation. They're telling you that there's some changes that are coming in. So there might be some last minute changes, some things that don't go exactly according to plan. Some of these things might be kind of hard to swallow, kind of hard to deal with. But your guides are letting you know that this is all coming in. It's all happening for a purpose. It's all happening for your evolution and for your growth. Whatever no longer serves you, whatever no longer is a part of your journey is falling away. And your spirit guides are saying, let that take place, Aries. We could be talking about people. We could be talking about a job. We could no doubt be talking about a mindset. Some of you might be going to the beach or the harbor. You might be feeling called to the water. You might find a lot of peace by going there. This might give you the opportunity to release your burdens and have a spiritual cleanse and have a healing conversation with your creator. if you believe in God. If you don't, disregard that part of the message. With that, Aries Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Have a beautiful, blessed, productive week, Aries Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all next time. Taurus, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned in this reading is going to be an exact match to what might be playing out in your situation. Take in what resonates. Some things taken with a grain of salt. Understand that the message, even though I'm saying that this is a 7-day forecast, it's obvious that not everything happens at the exact same time for everyone listening. So again, listen to this with discernment and an open mind. Understand that it may not take place within the next 7 days for some. If you'd like to read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. As well, there are still openings for the beginner tarot classes. They begin on March 15th. You want to get in quickly because I'm going to be closing the payment portal for that pretty soon. And accepting the people that have already submitted their payment. So just keep that in the back of your mind. For more details, AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We are always going to go over delicate topics, Taurus Nation. Keep that in the back of your mind as you listen to this reading. And let's begin. Let's see what's going on for the Taurus Nation for the next 7 days. You're watching a lot of TV, Taurus, or you're doing a lot online, maybe TikTok. Maybe this is something that you're really focused on. Some sort of rejection. So maybe you might be telling somebody no about something. Let's see what this is about. Maybe this is a child or a toddler in your energy. Maybe something is a no for you. Maybe it's a toddler constantly telling you no, maybe being a bit unruly. There's a cat in your situation. Some of you, maybe you have pets. Sort of feline energy. Let's see what's going on for the Taurus Nation. Spirit, let's see what's going on for those that are in no contact. Taurus, there's a message coming through. Spirit says it right off the bat. So somebody might be messaging you. You might be receiving a message possibly within these next 7 days, or you could possibly be sending this message out to someone. This could definitely be a lot of messages from Spirit as well. Somebody has walked off from a situation feeling manipulated, feeling like the truth was twisted on them in some sort of way. It looks like maybe you're trying to talk to this person to get clarity, and you're talking to a void. Someone's not getting in contact with you. They're not replying to your messages. I think some of you are in a third party. And I think that there's a feeling of betrayal that you're kind of dealing with around this period of time. You might be shutting somebody off, or someone feels absolutely blocked by you, Taurus Nation. Since someone can't talk to you and they're blocked, it looks like somebody is maybe checking out your socials. Somebody might be all over your social media this around this period of time. Taurus Nation or Cross Watcher, whether it's this person or this is just a random situation. It does look like maybe somebody did need some time to think, especially maybe an Aquarius. I think that there's somebody that wants to right their wrongs, especially a Cancer in this situation. Aries shows up to your reading. Some of you are cussed by the zodiac sign of Aries, or your Taurus is dealing with Aries. You got Aries in your natal chart. Yeah, somebody's feeling very confused. You're coming off as a complete mystery to someone, Taurus. Seems like you're doing a lot of traveling, or yeah, maybe you're traveling with a lot of bags, or this is you possibly with a lot of emotional baggage that you're carrying around, maybe because of a situation and the way that it played out. Seems like you're not over something. Not that you must or you should be, or the spirit is shaking their finger at you and saying, Taurus, why aren't you over that? Please don't take it that way. That's not how I meant it. Just wanted to make that clear. There's a Leo that shows up in your reading. And there's as well a Libra. It's like you feel sad about something. Or somebody is feeling saddened about the situation the way that it is. There's definitely somebody that feels stuck. There's a Pisces in your situation. Sun, moon, or rising, by the way. Somebody just feels like they need some time to think. I mentioned that. So I think that somebody is doing a lot of soul searching around this period of time. Hey, Tam, I just saw you here. Appreciate you being here. So did I say somebody is stalking your socials? Whatever you're posting, it definitely feels like somebody is on it. Now, it could be this person, as I mentioned to you, or this could be somebody else. Now, if somebody's spying on your social media, they're going to be doing so silently, and they're going to be doing so in a very lurking manner. Somebody's not going to be obvious and say what they want to say, but they're definitely watching. If you're in a third-party situation, somebody might want to see evidence of the fact that maybe you're not with this person. Somebody might be posting a lot of pictures with this person online. Somebody's making their relationship look picture perfect online, but it looks like something might not really be that way. Taurus or cross watcher, it looks like there's a relationship that's really on the rocks right now. Somebody might want to turn things around with you, but they might feel like you're very upset at the situation currently. Somebody doesn't feel like you want to talk to them. They want to dead this situation. They want to have a productive conversation with you. But somebody might feel that the person that they're talking to or could potentially be talking to coming up might be extremely difficult to deal with. Or that they may be prone to maybe hurl a lot of insults or say negative things in front of other people. Maybe you feel like this person has embarrassed you in front of others before. This could be, I could mention to you, a family member. I do think that there is communication for some of you coming in over the next 7 days, especially from a Taurus, especially from a family member. If you're waiting for a Capricorn to come forward, this Capricorn is going to be stubborn as hell, and they're not going to come forward when it comes to this. But if we're talking about any of the other earth signs, Taurus or Taurus or Virgo, there may be a Virgo that comes forward. It's not to say that the Capricorn won't come forward. It's that they're going to be stubborn. Okay, so this could be you making the first move. I do see an air sign coming through. This seems like you might be having a little squabble between you and this person. Maybe there's some things that might be going back and forth between you and this person. There might be a lot of things that you want to say to them and they equally want to say to you. So be prepared for this, because it looks like somebody in your situation is a firecracker. And a situation could get pretty tense. I think that you're very spiritually connected to this person. I think that you have some communication coming in. This could be some written communication. Some of you, this written communication could be through text, through email, or snail mail. Maybe there's something that you're waiting to receive in the mail. This message comes through to you this week. I did mention that. Be careful of somebody's vehicle situation. It looks like somebody might be stranded. And this could possibly be when somebody might be contacting you for your help, because it looks like they might be going through something, maybe with their vehicle. It's a soulmate connection that you have with someone. Somebody feels very stressed out, feels like they're having to defend themselves in a situation. Verbally, somebody has an intense anger in this situation. Maybe you might feel like somebody needs anger management. Or maybe it's just not that. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with anger management, but it might just have something to do with just a lot of anger that's festering within you about situations that may have absolutely nothing to do with this person or this situation. It could just be purely circumstantial. Fire signs are dominating your reading. Your circumstances look like they're kind of tense, kind of difficult right now. Something might feel a bit uncomfortable. The Spirit is calling you out of what once was. You might be holding on so tightly, Taurus or cross watcher, to something that is done, something is over. Spirit guides are telling you it's time to let go, because it looks like and letting go of something, it brings in growth. But growth is not always comfortable. So Spirit guides are telling you to allow them to take you to the next level by letting go of some things. And one of the things that they're talking to you about letting go of, besides your anger, and let me frame this as well in context. Anger in and of itself is not a bad thing. We all have emotions. We were all gifted a gamut of emotions. It's what you do with the anger. Anger can be destructive, or this could be something that you can transmute within self. But I feel like what might be standing in the way is fear. Your guides are talking to you, as far as we're talking about letting things go, We're talking about fears. It seems like fear has been limiting your potential for a very long time. And around this period of time, release it and step into your power. They want you to be absolutely confident about something that Spirit is preparing you for. Guys are being mindful, encouraging you to be mindful about the things that you do today, because they're letting you know that this shapes your tomorrow. So whatever choices that you're making around this period of time, they're saying make sure that these choices are empowering, that these are intentional choices, that these are not idle choices that you're making, right? They want you to make these with pure intention, strong intention, especially if there's something that you're trying to bring into reality. Somebody feels like maybe they don't belong. They feel like an outsider in a particular situation, Taurus or cross watcher. And somebody wants to change the atmosphere about that. And they're feeling butthurt about the fact that maybe they can't be a part of your life. They feel like a complete outsider. They feel like maybe you don't want them around or whatever. And maybe it's for a valid reason. Maybe it isn't. It could just be a matter of perspective in this situation. You might be particularly exhausted this week, Taurus or cross watcher. Your guides are telling you to nurture yourself, to let your body get the rest that it deserves. It seems like you might be pushing yourself beyond your limits. Taurus or cross watcher, your guides are saying rest, Taurus, relax. And this might be due to the fact that you're dealing with a setback. Something might appear to be a setback, Taurus or cross watcher, but it looks like something is actually steering you in the right direction. It looks like you've done everything possible to try to make progress in your situation, and it just seems like it's impossible. It might be the timing of situations. It might have been that you were on the wrong path, and now the Spirit is taking you to the right path. Maybe things are going to get ready to shift. Spirit is saying something needs to shift in your situation. So this is why maybe, again, some sort of setback may have taken place. There's someone that's coming in this week, Taurus or cross watcher, that's giving you a helping hand, or you could possibly be of help to someone in some sort of way. Definitely see some opportunities coming your way, especially some opportunities for forgiveness. This forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean that you're extending it to someone else. This could be forgiveness of self. Because maybe there are some situations, I did say in the reading that somebody is doing a lot of reflection. You could be looking back on maybe the way previous situations were handled and feeling like, yeah, I could have completely handled situations better. If that is you, this would be where that self-forgiveness comes in. Your faith is going to be tested this week, Taurus or cross watcher. I mentioned to you, there's a setback. Either a setback that you're experiencing this week, or there's a setback that you're coming off the previous week, kind of trying to get a reset with. And your guides are telling you, once again, something is going to shift. Spirit is sending a helper your way, but they're telling you trust and faith. They want you to hold on to this situation, hold on to that trust and faith in the face of uncertainty. And some of you have a legal situation. For some of you, the legal situation is directly connected to a living situation, a house, or it's connected to children. What is this about the feline? Somebody might be looking for your pet. Your pet might be lost. Or you might be helping an animal that might be lost. Maybe it's a stray. If you're going through a legal battle, it definitely feels like this is a legal battle that's in court where you're waiting for a decision to be made. This seems like this situation comes with betrayal. Somebody is going for the jugular. Like somebody is backstabbing you in some sort of way. It could be somebody speaking against you in court. Definitely check your tires, your tire pressure. Something's going on with your wheels, your brakes, your alignment, something like that. Maybe you're going to the park, getting some leisure time. And some of you, it looks like, especially if there's someone that you co-parent with, as far as children, maybe your child's father, maybe they're coming to pick up the kids for the weekend. Somebody might not have a steady place to live, but I do see something like that changing. There's some red flags that are right in front of your face that you might be ignoring. You might be running right past the red flags. So this is your spirit guides encouraging you to slow down. Virgo usually shows up in everybody's reading. It has been lately, so there's definitely a Virgo in your energy. All right, Holy Spirit, what is the advice for the Taurus Oh, I was talking about children. Maybe that's a custody situation, a child support type of situation. Or you're adopting an animal, adopting a pet, you're finding a pet, it was lost, it was in the pound or whatever. Oh, before we go into that, there's definitely a health issue. Some of you might be dealing with an infection. I'm especially picking up a tooth infection. Be careful of somebody trying to swindle you, Taurus or cross watcher, or some people might feel that you're the swindler. Even if we're not talking about somebody trying to sell you things, but we're talking about somebody's manipulation. Okay, somebody's highly manipulative in this situation. The advice for the Taurus Nation, spirit guides. If you don't feel like you don't belong in your neighborhood, something is making you feel uncomfortable is what this looks like. Or you got some people that want you to feel uncomfortable. Who I'm talking to, that's somebody's message. Your guides, you stay determined. You got some obstacles to overcome, and so spirit guides are saying charge ahead. Don't give in to fear when it comes to these obstacles. It seems like you're getting ready to overcome this, but they are talking to you in the advice about your choices. Something this week seems like it's very confusing, complex for you to kind of deal with. It has a lot of twists and turns. In other words, it looks like the universe is sending you a curveball. Your circumstance is just a bit confusing to kind of figure out. Your guides are letting you know that they want you to clear your mind of your doubts. They want you to know that they're clearing the path for you, and they're wanting you to know that, I don't know, do you need to get your vision checked possibly? You're confused. You're going to cut through that confusion through the power of your discernment. Your drive is going to come back. Your determination is going to come back. You're talking about driving. Somebody might need to get their driver's license, or they're going to, maybe there's something about parallel parking, random. Oh, didn't I pull a card that said no? So maybe you might hear a no, and then you hear a yes, because come to look at it, they're back to back. So maybe there's a rejection, and then it seems like somebody might turn and change their mind, or this is you and this person. Maybe you want to talk, and it's like they're like, no, hell no, I don't want to talk to you. But yeah, you're like, I want to talk. So maybe you're not on the same page with someone. But as I mentioned to you, Spirit is coming to clear the path. So whatever was a no or a rejection, now it looks like you're able to move forward. The takeaway though, Taurus or cross watcher, is to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and it's going to lead you through this maybe confusing week. Or this is what has proven to get you through situations in the past that might have looked kind of similar to this one, where there's a lot of uncertainty involved. Don't let the uncertainty scare you. Get through it. It's just 7 days. With that, Taurus Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a beautiful, blessed, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one, Taurus Nation. Peace. Geminis, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is going to be a direct match to what's going on in your situation. Take it when it resonates, disregard the rest. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my site, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. As well, I'm offering beginner tarot classes. They're still available on my website. They begin March 15th. The cutoff is coming up, so if you want it, if you have the intention of getting in on the tarot class, make sure that you book your session right away. We're going to go over delicate topics. Take that as a trigger warning, Gemini, and let's dig in and let's see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. I was shuffling a particular deck, and Spirit Guide says stop there. So where we stopped is this. 3 of Swords. But the 9, is this 9? 7, excuse me, 7 of Wands. That's interesting. 9 of Wands is what came out of my mouth. I think you are kind of holding on to a situation. I think you've been going through something for a long time. You've been enduring something. Gemini. I think that you feel attacked. I think some of you might be feeling a bit outnumbered when it comes to situations. I think whatever is going on in your situation is highly frustrating to you. I think you're doing a lot of thinking about the past, especially since we're talking about you not being in contact with someone. It seems like somebody is focused on the painful memories and the things that just didn't seem to go right, especially about your past. This might be coming up uncontrollably. I think the past is trying to teach you, Gemini. So these are people coming back from the past. They might be for a learning lesson, chances are. I think the spirit is trying to help you to understand something. And I think that in understanding whatever power these past thoughts are having over you, this is you loosening the grip of those thoughts. There's somebody in your energy that you're not speaking to. You're in no contact with them. Somebody feels like they burned a bridge with you where you did. Or you're observing somebody going through this situation. Maybe somebody wants you to hear them out about something that they're going through. And maybe this is their scenario and less your situation, but more theirs. So cross-watcher, yeah? I think that somebody feels like there's no way back. There's no way to repair a situation. And I think that this is definitely due to the fact that the truth came out. Somebody may have come in with this apology that now you're looking back on. You're like, that was a fake apology. In other words, it seems like somebody may have apologized for something and they did the same thing that they apologized for. So it's causing you to question, was this person even sincere? I think for you, you're like, no, this person wasn't sincere. They were being phony the whole time. You might feel like that was a bogus apology. So at this point, you blocked someone, or they feel blocked off from you. They feel triggered by you, the thought of you, and the things that may have played out recently. And yeah, right now, they're going to tune you out. They're going to act like you don't exist, Gemini or cross-watcher. This is leaving somebody feeling very confused. It's leaving them with absolutely no clarity about things. And they feel like they're sending you messages and you're ignoring them. If you sent somebody a message, Gemini, they saw your message, but maybe they decided that they weren't going to reply. Or because, like, if this is you deciding to possibly send, listen to this with a grain of salt, okay? This isn't going to be everybody's story, but for some of you, if you do decide to reach out to this person, you may not get an immediate response from them because they're so hurt and because they're constantly thinking back to the past. Those painful memories, that's what's keeping those boundaries up. But truth be told, somebody wants to have a conversation with you. Somebody may have felt like they haven't heard from you in a while, and they want to hear you. They want to hear your voice. They want to catch up. They want to talk. If you have kind of fallen off from somebody is looking at you like you're the one that got away. You're irreplaceable to them. But it looks like too much damage has been done, so someone feels like the only recourse to the situation is to move on. Because somebody feels like maybe they weren't giving the same thing that they were giving. Like, it's like somebody is leaving a situation feeling like somebody doesn't care. Or they genuinely didn't put in the same effort that they did. So it looks like something is over. And someone is having a hard time kind of accepting that it's over. They're definitely thinking about maybe an argument that you had. There's a Libra. Either you had an argument with this person or they're expecting an argument. And they're like, I'm not trying to come to you to argue. I'm coming to you to talk. I'm coming to you to have a conversation. This sort of thing. It looks like somebody has the intention of healing a situation or having a healing conversation with you if it can go in that direction. By the looks of it, though, it just seems like it's the air sign that reaches out, Gemini. This might be you. Or somebody might be waiting for you to reach out because somebody is pissed off. There is a Pisces in your situation. Who's coming up? Aries. So there could be a Pisces or an Aries. Someone's birthday could be upcoming. I think somebody might have a gift to give you. I'm reading for Gemini. Pisces usually comes up for Gemini. It's interesting. You don't have Pisces in your spread. You do have Aries, though. Somebody feels like you're going to give them the runaround. Whether it's this situation or just period. Somebody in your situation is giving you the runaround, or somebody might feel that it's you. Somebody does want to reconnect with you. It's been a while. They miss you. They miss having you in their life. They feel like they sabotage chances, or this is you viewing them as though they sabotage their chance with you. There is somebody in your situation, Gemini or cross watcher, that feels threatened by you, possibly at work or just in everyday life. Somebody is deliberately working to try to undermine your efforts or put obstacles in the way of what you're trying to do. They're doing it deliberately. So I think that somebody is looking for transparency. They're looking for the truth with your interaction with them. Even though this may be difficult, that's what somebody is looking for in this situation. They want to know that you're being real. They're looking for this. They're trying to detect truth in what it is that you're saying, because that's what they want deep down inside is honesty. For some of you, somebody is desperate to talk to you because they may not be in a great circumstance. Somebody in your situation might be going through something, and maybe they've been dealing with something for a while. Or some of you, you're dealing with someone who's constantly going through something. Or they may feel like they're constantly going through something, or that your relationship, you and this person are constantly in the middle of some sort of situation. Somebody's very curious about you. Gemini or cross watcher. Somebody wears glasses. Maybe you're getting some sunglasses. Somebody's afraid of changing, especially a family member. And I think maybe some of you, random side note, you're moving to a new community, a new area. There is a major shift in your situation, and definitely, just on a random side note, you got some good news coming in. This is either you being on the receiving end of this good news, or there's someone that views you as a confidant, a good friend, someone that they want to share some good news with that they're having and going on in their life. There's also someone being very secretive. They have something that they want to tell you, Gemini or cross watcher, but they're holding a lot back. Moving to a new city, some of you are moving overseas. Be mindful of someone having this jealousy towards you. I did say somebody's trying to put obstacles your way. For some of you, I did talk to you about that at the beginning of the reading, that some of you feel attacked. Some of you are literally under spiritual attack. When I say that, please don't allow your mind to go straight into fear or feeling like someone attacking you with magic is going to work. It doesn't automatically mean that. It just seems like somebody is coming against you, but no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Remember that. Panic. Or you might be dealing with someone who is savvy with cars. Maybe they're a mechanic. So maybe you're playing peacemaker. A particular message a spirit has put on your heart. Spirit wants you to impart that message. This looks great. It looks like I see a time of plenty, and I see a time of stability coming in for you. But something is going to require for you to take a risk in order for you to advance and get to the next level. Whatever this is with this argument situation, or where things are kind of tense between you and someone, it looks like there could be an opportunity to clear things up for some of you. With your career, definitely feels like you're leveling up, and somebody around you or somebody that's watching this play out is pretty pissed off about it. Regardless of how angry or jealous they are about this success, it still feels like it fits you well, it suits you well, Gemini. So again, somebody could get mad if they want to, and pull whatever stunts that they want to with magic. It still feels like whatever is meant to be yours is going to be yours. You got a legal situation that might be pending. Maybe something is up in the air currently. Something might be settled before the conclusion of these 7 days. When it comes to your money, you want to be mindful about how you're spending. There's some things that maybe you might feel are necessary to kind of cut out of your budget to make things easier and to make your money stretch a bit more. You might want to consider doing those things. But again, whatever this is that you're investing in, it's your time, it's school, it's business, something ends up paying off for you. So whatever you're working hard towards, definitely continue to keep going. And some of you, maybe you're going back to the gym, maybe you're working out, or you have an aspiration to do so. A message from the spirit world absolutely reaches you this week. I feel like some of you are absolutely spiritually in tune. You're very dialed in as far as messages from the spirit world. Your ancestors, your angels are definitely coming in with a lot of symbols, a lot of synchronicities, and a strong inner knowing about something. Some of you could possibly be giving birth to a child, or you could be hearing news of pregnancy. Someone's like at the last trimester of their pregnancy. Or this is maybe encouragement to someone that does want to have children and maybe they haven't been able to. So this is spirit saying, yep, your day is coming. Spirit guides, whose day is coming is the one that's attacking you. These people will reap what they've sown, Gemini. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Gemini nation for the next 7 days. It doesn't seem like somebody is just like one person is attacking you. This does say constancy, by the way. It's like somebody is constantly attacking you or constantly has your name in their mouth. Or they might feel like it's you, Gemini. The advice. I can't help but to emphasize so heavily that some of you are moving. I don't know if somebody just needed that encouragement, and this is why Spirit just keeps bringing it up over and over and over again. But yeah, it's time to explore a new path. This is what your guides are letting you know, that your situation offers a brand new journey. So this is you kind of pigeonholing yourself or keeping yourself in, boxing yourself in, keeping yourself running in place. This is your spirit guide saying you're free, Gemini. You're free to make some different choices. Be mindful of people eavesdropping, because it definitely feels like somebody is. It feels like your guides are talking to you. They want you to really, I told you, you're dialed in. They want you to truly hear what's being said. Or if this is you having a conversation with someone, a heartfelt conversation, they don't want you to just hear the words that are coming out of their mouth. They want you to deeply listen to what it is that they're saying. Somebody is talking to you or you're speaking to them with the intention of making change in a situation. And some of you, though, maybe that situation looks a bit different. Maybe somebody talks just to talk, talks just to criticize. But this could also be your inner dialogue. So this is your spirit guides encouraging you to be mindful of your thoughts and what it is that you're truly focused on around this period of time, because this isn't the time, Gemini or Crosswatcher, to be your own worst enemy. It looks like you got a lot going on as it is. There's some consequences that it looks like somebody is going to be facing. Either you are facing those consequences, or as I mentioned to you, whatever someone has done against you, they will be the ones that face these consequences. They're going to reap what they've sown, and they're going to watch your wish be fulfilled in the situation. Your guys want you to stand in the truth, because maybe there's a truth that maybe is very difficult for you to tell somebody, or somebody feels like it's difficult to say, to express this truth to you. Past wounds, they're on the table. They're here. They're present. We talked about you being focused on painful memories. It's gonna dredge up those past wounds. Your guys are letting you know that those old wounds have been holding you hostage for long enough. So if there's something that deep in your spirit, you know that it's time to let go of, your guys are saying, let go. Make space for healing. There might be some people that are in your energy or that are along your path that are not on the same page as you. Your guys are saying you might face that. They want you to be open-minded about it. Be mindful of somebody trying to pull the wool over your eyes, which I don't think someone can effectively do anyway, because you're pulling from your discernment this week. So again, you're discerning from what's genuine and from what's fake. Some of you are very concerned about the numbers on the scale. So I don't know if this is you maybe losing weight. I don't know what this is, Gemini. But with that, have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Gemini Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. The general reading. Not all messages will apply to your situation directly. Take in what genuinely is your message. Disregard what is not. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. You like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. As well, I'm offering still the beginner tarot classes. They begin on March 15th. If you'd like me to teach you tarot, the beginner classes, as I mentioned, begin on the 15th. Closing the class pretty soon. So if you'd like to get in for the class, you might want to secure your spot kind of quickly. We're going to talk about delicate topics as we always do. Cancer Nation, let's dive in. Let's see what's playing out for the Cancer Nation over the next 7 days. I was shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, and nothing wanted to come out. But finally, the first card out is Judgment. Excuse the appearance of my card. I don't even know if you can see that it's kind of bent and wobbly, but yeah. Some of you are into martial arts, or you are into, I don't know, Tai Chi, Feng Shui, this sort of thing. Looks like you've been going through something for a minute, Cancer Nation and Cross Watchers. And it seems like you're concerned about someone's conduct this week. You want somebody to act right. This could be a child. It could be a full-blown adult. Some of you, it seems like you're going through a breakup. It seems like somebody might try to come back into your life. Spirit guide, show me what's playing out for the Cancer Nation for the next 7 days. Those of you who are no contact with someone, somebody feels like they're tired of dealing with somebody's BS. They're tired of being gaslighted at every moment. They're tired of being manipulated. And they feel like somebody is guilty of this. They've done this in the past. Somebody currently is sitting with a lot of regret. It's like somebody might have felt like they left a situation prematurely, Cancer or Cross Watcher. I think somebody is just done. They don't want the drama any longer. They're tired of it. They're over it. Now they see the truth of a situation. So if you're reaching out to somebody, it seems like they're leaving you on red. No response at all. This might be how somebody is feeling about the situation, whether it's true or false. Chances are, for some of you, maybe it's that somebody's phone is broken. Maybe they can't get in contact with you for this reason, or they're going through something. But for others of you, this is factual. Let's see why. I'm so confused. Or this is what somebody is summing up in their head about the situation. I'm confused because it looks like somebody is coming back. It doesn't look like somebody's ready to let go of this. They're not ready to throw in the towel. They don't think that you're going to really fully forgive them. They might want this forgiveness. And I think somebody is really struggling to get over you or at this point in time. Queen of Pentacles towards Virgo, Capricorn. Virgo. Virgo has shown up in every zodiac sign's reading so far. It's clear that you're not talking to someone. Someone feels very distant from you. Somebody's feeling very saddened about the situation. Some of you are in a third party or more situation. Not just necessarily in a love sense, but this could be maybe there's some division between you and a friend. Somebody might feel pitted against. They might feel like they need to choose their friend over you, or they're in this type of situation where they can't feel like they can have the best of both worlds, you and their friend. But chances are it's a third party situation and somebody does want you and somebody else. But here they come. They're coming back to you. You're not talking to them. You're done dealing with their BS. Somebody's coming in and try to befriend you again after you've moved on from them. They might be coming in with a little sly message to try to get your attention. There's a Leo that shows up on the scene. You might be absolutely surprised to hear from this person because they may communicate with you out of the blue after a period of time of not communicating, after things really being on hold for a while. Somebody might want to work things out with you or try to coexist with you, possibly for the purpose of a child. Somebody feels absolutely shut out of your life and they're feeling absolutely depressed about it. Whether they mention this depression or not, it just definitely feels like someone feels like they're walking on eggshells to come and talk to you, or vice versa. Sagittarius is on the scene, as well as Libra. And there's Gemini. I mentioned to you, some of you are on the Gemini Cancer cusp. Some of you are on the Leo Cancer cusp, or you're dealing with someone that is on a cusp. I also see Scorpio. I also see Aquarius. And I see Capricorn. Got a lot of majors in your reading. Got a lot of people in your reading too. So you might have a lot of people in your business. Cancer. A lot of people around you. This is the case. You might have a lot of people around you, but you might feel absolutely lonely. I don't know what it is that's going on in your mind. I'd like to kind of pick your brain to see why you might be feeling this way, or somebody might be feeling this way about you. You're feeling like somebody is fake. I don't know if that this is just your general consensus about people, that people are just fake and phony, or maybe you just feel like there's some people in your energy that are, and you're just absolutely just over it. Maybe it's this person you don't trust. Maybe it's their intentions. You feel like their intentions are fake, phony, or that they're up to something. You don't trust what somebody has to say, or you don't trust their intentions. And like I said, there's somebody that you wish would act right. There's been some obstacles in this situation, and somebody's feeling very discouraged. Or maybe this doesn't have so much to do with this relationship with this person, but this just might be what's going on in your situation. Like circumstances, there's just a lot of obstacles. You got some things that are happening that were just completely unexpected, and some things that are kind of frustrating you around this period of time. This is happening with you, or this could be happening to another person in your energy. Somebody is very, I guess I'm going to say witchy. Maybe somebody does magic. If somebody's doing magic in this situation, I definitely see destructive magic. And I think if this is going on in your situation, you're fully aware, and that's why you're looking this way. That's what this card does say, signs, by the way. So this is you kind of looking at the situation and sign. Just like, again, it's like this person seems like they never stop. This person would be centered around your work life. Chances are, Cancer or cross-watching. Some of you, this is a Cancer on Cancer type of attack. Meaning you're a Cancer, and this person might have Cancer somewhere in their natal chart. And this is a Cancer doing this to affect someone else, especially somebody's living situation. It seems like somebody feels discouraged about what's going on either in their household, or if somebody is just maybe not in a stable situation. Somebody's not stable financially, or in a living situation. So somebody could possibly be couch surfing or this sort of thing. Somebody's really going through it. And like I mentioned to you, this has something to do with somebody's ill intention. Somebody's doing dark magic on you, Cancer or cross-watcher. Somebody that is mentally ill, certifiably mentally ill. Maybe they didn't get certified, but they are. And this might be a reason for these negative chain of events where there's been a loss of a home, loss of finances, loss of a job. This might be because somebody's throwing a lot of negative energy. Like I said, and let me make it clear, this is not everyone's story. So don't take what I'm saying as a literal situation that might be going on in your life. It's a general reading. Here's a message that's coming in. Cancers. This message might be coming in from a distance, and like I said, you might be shocked to hear from a Pisces. You got somebody in your situation that likes to drink. What is this? Okay. Somebody is definitely throwing this negative energy at you. It's going to fail, by the way. You're definitely traveling. Some of you, random side note, maybe you're going on a cruise. Spirit is talking to you, again, on a random side note about taking care of your health, in particular, your heart health. Somebody's having a lot of pain in their body, or they have been for the longest. Or you've been going through a lot of emotional turmoil for a while, and Spirit is saying you got to take some time to deal with this. You can't put a Band-Aid on what's going on with you emotionally. A lot of distractions, Cancer, are coming your way. Or you might be kind of navigating through some distractions. I mentioned to you a message is coming in. Maybe so this is, I don't know, a subpoena. Somebody's possibly serving someone with papers, divorce papers, possibly. So I do see a legal situation going on in the background of what might be playing out. Maybe this is something that you're feeling a bit frustrated by. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the Cancer Nation for the next 7 days? Okay, that's a Cancer. This is a Cancer sending all this chaotic energies your way. So if you had a question mark about it, this is a Cancer with who's on the table? Virgo in their chart. Air in their chart. They're sending it towards the Capricorn. They're sending it toward an Aquarius. And a Pisces. Maybe that's why so many people are in your reading, because maybe they're being affected by the situation. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Cancer Nation for the next 7 days. Cancer, I'm going to say something that sounds kind of random. Some of you feel called to the ocean. You feel called to the water. That might be very healing for you. Maybe you're moving to some place that might be close to the water. Guys are telling you don't give up. They definitely tell you there's a lot of things that are going to be happening this week that you're not going to know what to do about immediately. You're going into the unknown. So the best course of action in this situation is to surrender. There's a move here for some of you Cancers. You might be able to move and stay put for a minute. Again, your guides are definitely talking to you about giving you this encouragement to keep going. Yeah, see, your guides are encouraging you to enjoy simplicity. They want you to enjoy the simplicity of your situation. They're letting you know that something is happening right now, Cancer Nation, for your highest good, and that your ambition for things is definitely returning. Spirit is definitely going out of their way with you. They want you to stay aligned with them. So Spirit is beckoning you closer to help you to find success, okay? Not that it has to be found. It doesn't elude you. It just feels that it might feel that way for the moment, though, Cancer and Cross Watcher, because it seems like you feel so frustrated by the situation and the circumstance, the way that it looks. With that, Cancer Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Thank you, Cancer Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. See y'all in the next one. Leo Nation, this is a general reading. Not everything mentioned here will be a direct fact to what might be going on in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind. Making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like to read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book a session with me on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We're always gonna go over delicate topics. Leo Nation and Cross Watchers, consider that a trigger warning. And also, just to remind you, I am still accepting slots. I do still have open slots for the beginner tarot class. If you'd like to get on the tarot class that begins on March 15th, details can be found on my website. Let's get into it, Leo Nation. Your guides are telling you let go of control. You could be dealing with someone who could be controlling, but this might be you wanting control over your circumstances this week. And your guides are saying, please don't set yourself up for that mindset this week. They're definitely telling you that there are going to be some things that do not go according to plan. So your guides are telling you to go with the flow. You feel broken this week. You feel broken because of the things that you're thinking about. Or this could be what someone is thinking about with you. It looks like you're in no contact with someone around this period of time, Leo. No contact or limited contact, possibly. Because it looks like some of you haven't completely cut ties with someone. Maybe you just speak to them on a very selective, occasional type of situation. Your issue with someone is consistency. Or it's their addiction. It seems like something is getting in the way of your connection with someone. You might feel like somebody only contacts you when they need something. Or somebody might have let you down. This consistency situation, they constantly let you down, or they can constantly let down a child. They may have gone back and forth between you and someone. So maybe there's somebody that was in the picture. They left you to go with them, and then when things got tough with them, they came back to you, this sort of thing. So I think that you might be contacting someone, and you might feel as though you're being left hanging by this person. Somebody has come off of a situation feeling used and feeling absolutely confused and feeling like they're not getting any sort of response from you as to why. So this is causing somebody to replay situations over and over in their head. And whatever they're thinking about, like I mentioned to you, is something that's painful. Somebody has this wishful thinking. They wish that maybe things could be different, or that they could be with you, spend time with you. You might be showing up in their dreams. But then they come back to reality when they wake up, because they feel like you cut them off. And they feel like it's pretty cold the way that you did it. Or vice versa in the situation. This is an awkward situation for somebody to kind of navigate, it seems like. So somebody is like, it's the fear of missing out is what this is that led to this consistency situation. It's like somebody doesn't just deal with you, it's like they deal with a whole bunch of other people, or they're dating a whole bunch of other people at the same time as you, and it's leaving you wondering, like, what is it with me that doesn't make this person commit? When really, Leo or cross-watcher, it has absolutely nothing to do with you, but everything to do with this person's personal choices. There is a situation where somebody wants you to see how they feel. Somebody does want to talk. They want you to hear their version of the story, their side of the situation. And it just seems like they're focused, like they're blaming themselves for everything that happened in this situation. There's an Aquarius that shows up. There's a parent-child situation that's relevant in this situation. Somebody is moving on, or someone is possibly moving away. Maybe somebody did, and maybe that's your gripe with the situation. You're hurt that maybe somebody moved away all of a sudden. Or that they're ignoring you. They're giving you the cold shoulder about situations all of a sudden is what this looks like. Yes, and it has you on guard. You're giving this person the side eye. Somebody is thoroughly confused as to what's going on, especially in Taurus. You also have a Scorpio in the picture. Somebody wants you to drop your guard and have a genuine conversation with them and not be so difficult or combative. Somebody's viewing someone this way, whether it's their perception of the situation or whether it's the truth. Somebody feels like someone is absolutely difficult to deal with, possibly insults them in front of other people, puts them down, and somebody is tired of it. So it looks like some of you are going through a breakup. Somebody wants to come back to repair the situation, especially a Cancerian, and especially an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It just seems like you're not talking. Or there's something that needs to be discussed that might be discussed a little bit later, but not in this point in time. Somebody's going to continue to ignore you. And in some instances, someone's not ignoring you. It might be that their phone is messed up and they can't get in touch with you. They can't talk to you around this period of time. Communication is going to be either a bit strained around this period of time, or it's just nil. There's no communication. No one's offering it at this time. One of you wants to talk, the other one of you is like, F that, I'm not talking. And it's having somebody feeling very confused at the moment about how the situation is going to go. And so, yeah, it's because somebody is hurt about their situation, or about something that might be going on in their circumstance that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Random side note. Leo, you might be meditating. Something might break you out of that meditation, just randomly. It looks like you're doing a lot online. Maybe you're doing a lot of purchasing online. It looks like you got some success that's getting ready to come in. So even though maybe you've been going through some things that have been kind of difficult, it looks like you're coming out of that period of time. Seems like everything that is happening in your life is happening for a higher reason, a higher purpose. There's a lot that's unfolding behind the scenes that maybe you don't see, that's maybe beyond your scope of vision. The divine, the Most High, is working in your situation. And I definitely feel like there's opportunities that are getting ready to come through for you. Your guides this week, in the form of your advice, they're talking to you about the past, because it seems like this is your mental dwelling place. The past. That's your mental address. Your guides are telling you that what you're telling yourself may not be the truth. There might be some illusions that you're buying into and believing, and your guides are saying it might be time to break those illusions so that you can move forward, because it seems like this has been something that's been keeping you stuck, and perhaps this is the reason this circumstance may have happened in your life, to make you well aware of what's blocking you. So that you can get out of this stagnant energy. Because Spirit is breaking you out of this. This is their intention, especially this week, as with any week, but especially this week. You might be concerned about your loss of status. You might be concerned about your, again, this is perceived, your reputation. It just seems like you're very focused, hyper-focused on that. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's a criticism behind that. I'm just saying that that's something that I see in the reading. Some of you are definitely masters in magic, or this is somebody that might be doing this towards you. Be mindful of illusions. Somebody likes to appear larger than life when it comes to magic. Like they're the master in this sort of thing, and maybe they're not. But if they can get you to believe that, then magic will work a lot quicker. And with you being in fear over somebody doing something in your circumstances, and their magic is actually feeble. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Leo Nation for the next 7 days. Everybody going to the ocean, the water. It feels like you're dealing with a water sign. I did say some of you could be cursed by the zodiac sign of Cancer, or you deal with the Pisces or Scorpio. There's also a fire sign that shows up heavily. You're going to be experiencing a lot of progress. Your progress is going to be rapid. You might not realize that in your situation from where you're standing. As I mentioned to you, some things in your life right now might not make sense, or the reason that certain things are happening, you can't quite wrap your mind around the why of a situation. Your path is being directed forward. Your spirit guides are saying move forward. You're focused on what's behind you in the rearview mirror, when spirit guides are saying, Leo, move forward. Whatever must be done right now, they're saying dig your heels in and do it. Get it done. You're questioning someone's true intentions, as you should. Somebody in your situation is questionable, maybe even a bit abusive. So this could be you questioning whether or not someone has really changed. The answers that you need are definitely unfolding. So your spirit guides want you to have an open mind, because the way that they might bring these answers to you might be in a very unexpected and subtle way. Or they might come through the words of someone else the spirit sends as a messenger in your situation. So they want you to be flexible and open to how you receive these messages. So just know the clarity and insights are going to be coming through. So they want you to be open and receptive to this. With that, Leo Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Have a beautiful, blessed, productive week. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Virgo Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact to what's going on in your situation. Some things may resonate and some things may resonate later. Listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, I do offer personal readings. I'm offering online beginner tarot classes for those of you who would like to start the tarot class. It begins on March 15th. Secure your spot on my site. If you'd like, visit my site, AngelicAscensionsTarot.com, for more details. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about delicate topics as we always do. Consider that a trigger warning, Virgo. And let's dive in. Let's see what's going on for you. Seems like you're fearful. You're fearful of situations. As soon as I said fearful, the cards just scattered across the desk. So yes, you're feeling fearful. You're feeling scattered about things. Your mind is scattered. Seems like you have a very difficult time focusing on one thing at a time. It seems like there's a lot going on in your head around this period of time, especially while you're not having contact with someone, or you have a broken, inconsistent contact with someone. This might have been going on for quite a while. Maybe you haven't talked to someone in a minute. It looks like what you're trying to focus on right about now is stability. But while you're focused on that, it also looks like you want to make some repairs in your life. You're tied to someone that you feel is toxic, or someone may view you as such. There's an issue here with addiction that I think that might be blocking a relationship. I think that you're dealing with someone that you always go back to. On again, off again situation. Either you always go back to this person, or someone comes back to you. Is that what I meant to say? Lost my thought. Somebody feels like this is it this time. The way that things ended this time completely put the nail in the coffin. Somebody feels like it's done. There's no going back. So all this person really feels like they can do is watch from the sidelines. So it definitely feels like they're lurking on your socials. They're absolutely obsessed with maybe what you're doing. It doesn't have to be that it's just this person that's watching you, though. It seems like there might be a variety of individuals that could be watching you, but especially this person. It just seems like you're going through a battle with this person, or you have maybe some sort of fight with this individual, and somebody is dealing with a lot of resentment from that situation. Yeah, I think an argument did erupt between you and someone. Either it did, or someone is maybe upset about the potential of an argument breaking out. If they were to say what's on their mind, I think somebody wants a second chance with you. Virgo, a cross watcher, but some of the other person involved in the situation, they feel like maybe that you and this person are too different, or maybe this is something that you're summing up in your mind. Maybe you and this person are just vastly different. Possibly you and a Sagittarius. There's a Pisces in the situation. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but specifically Pisces. I see a child that's relevant to the situation, or could be in the middle of this situation. I think somebody does want to come back around you, so someone could possibly be clearing the air with you. Virgo, a cross watcher. Somebody might be going through some struggles with their home, their financial stability, the stability within their household. Somebody's going through some car troubles. There's a Taurus that just entered your reading. Okay, so someone's trying to decide. You might be picking up on this person's energy, Virgo or cross watcher. They might be in their energy kind of heavy around this period of time. It definitely feels like someone is still focused on the betrayal of things that happened, and maybe some disrespectful things that could have been said either directly through an argument or behind somebody's back. It's a family member. A family member that comes into the reading is an earth sign. This would possibly be you, Virgo, but my mouth was about to say Taurus. And then you have an Aries. So some of you could be dealing with a Taurus-Aries cusp. Some of you are traveling a lot. Maybe you're bringing a lot of baggage or suitcases with you. I'm hearing this song called Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. So maybe, I don't know what that means in your circumstance. But what sticking out about that song is she says pack light. So maybe if you are going someplace, maybe your guys are saying pack lightly. Maybe you got a lot of baggage with you, but emotionally maybe there's a lot of baggage. Just a lot going on socials. As I mentioned to you, somebody is stalking your social media. Somebody is thoroughly entertained by the fact that you're going through something, or the illusion, the thought that you're going through something. Especially if this is someone sending a lot of chaos your way. Somebody is thoroughly entertained by it. Virgo or cross watcher. As soon as I pick up the deck, lo and behold, chaos. That's what somebody's trying to send to their situation. They love it. And it's that Cancerian that showed up in the Cancer reading that's likely doing this. The Cancer that has fire in their zodiac. There's a Libra that shows up in your situation. Definitely feels like someone is looking at you as though you have a ton of, like a firm boundary that you're not going back on. Then in the background of this situation, it seems like this is what somebody in the background of your reading is kind of like wanting to take over the energy. So this is somebody looking for a name drop. Like they're trying to dominate your reading. Somebody's hyper focused on you is what I'm trying to say. And they're coming in with some bad intentions, okay? Somebody's throwing a lot of negative energy your way. There may be someone that passed away. Around this period of time, you might be lost in thought thinking about this person. Some of you have a legal situation that you're dealing with, possibly connected to a child. This could possibly be that someone is viewing it as a risk to allow someone to have direct access to a child due to their addictions. Somebody has an issue with drinking. And maybe this is the issue with driving in a vehicle that I'm seeing. Maybe somebody has a DUI. Somebody's feeling very confused about the situation. And random side note, you might be seeing a lot of birds around you, maybe a lot of animals around you in general. Pay attention to the red flags that are around you, because it feels like you might be moving kind of fast, Virgo or cross watcher. It isn't to say to be paranoid about everyone that's in your energy or everyone that is around you. But it is saying that somebody or something, like your spirit guides are trying to get your attention about someone or something. And when it comes to your tires, the tire pressure of your vehicle, the timing belts on your car, something such as this, it seems like it's something about your vehicle may need to be repaired. Something's going on beneath the hood, and there might be a lot going on the dashboard of your car. So you'll definitely want to pay attention to what's going on there. You might want to visit a mechanic before this week is out. Gemini, no, it's not your opposite, but that is your planetary companion. Your Mercurians, you and Gemini. So planet Mercury is relevant. Mercury is a very fast-paced, fast-moving planet. So that's what it feels like is going on in your mind. Maybe you're dealing with someone who speaks fast, who's a fast talker. There's a lot going on social media. If you are doing something on social media, trust and believe people are tuning in. They're here for it. We talked about. But like I said, there's somebody that's hyper-focused on you, that's watching every little thing that you do, every little thing that you post, to figure out how they can throw chaos your way. That's not everyone's message. That's a message for a select few of individuals. Virgo has shown up in everyone's reading. No doubt you're going to show. Some of you are musicians. You play an instrument. You sing. Some of you might be going for a bicycle ride. Some of you are pregnant. Or there might be news of pregnancy. Some of you are meeting someone brand new. If you're open to meeting someone, you might be meeting someone at a very awkward time. Maybe before you're truly over someone that you're thinking about heavily. Be careful that this doesn't become a rebound situation, or that you're not putting someone else in a situation where you feel like you already have knowledge that you're not emotionally ready to maybe entertain somebody else, date somebody else, because your mind is someplace else. Careful about toying with someone else's emotions, or vice versa, however this truly goes. When it comes to your money situation, Virgo or cross watcher, it looks like there's a financial situation that you're looking to solve. Finances might feel a bit strained, might feel a little bit difficult to navigate this week. So you might want to be prudent about your spending around this period of time. Why are you so stressed? The stress seems like it comes from work, or it comes from the lack thereof. Some of you, the stress is due to your job. For some of you, the stress is due to the fact that you don't have money right now, or maybe it's both. You do have a job, you work very hard, but it just seems like money just falls through your hands. So it seems like that's what has you stressed out. That's what has you, your worries are bringing you to your breaking point. Let's talk about that, Spirit guys. What is the solution to that for the Virgo Nation? They're talking about modesty, doing things in moderation and keeping things simple this week. The flow of things is going to catch back up. So if right now finances seem like they're tricky to you, there's a chance to turn this around. Just like Cancers have this and the advice. We're talking about a quick turnaround in your situation. We're talking about progress being made. But there's a lot that's riding on your shoulders when it comes to this. The change that you're looking for, your spirit guides are saying you might have to take the initiative to make something happen. But with your initiative combined with the energy, the shifting in your atmosphere right now, you're going to be making some quick changes. There's going to be a lot of fast progress in your situation. Some stability will find a way to, the stability that you're trying to establish, especially in your love life and career, it feels like that, again, some opportunity comes in to bring this together, but your guides are saying seize the opportunity when it comes through. Something happens this week that is absolutely divinely guided. It has everything to do with the timing of situations and the people involved. You're going to be questioning someone's true intentions and whether or not they're being authentic and what it is that you hear them saying. You guys are saying that this would be a good thing. You ought to do so. You ought to lean in and maybe truly hear what someone is saying, especially if this is someone coming from the heart and genuinely want to talk to you. Spirit guides are saying, listen. Not just hearing the words that are coming out of their mouths, but genuinely listening to what it is that they're saying. Something that is your true heart's desire has the potential to come through this week for you, Virgo Nation or Crosswatcher. Especially with this seems like this might be good news to you, given the fact that you've been enduring something for the longest. With that, Virgo Nation and Crosswatchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Again, if you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Thank you, Virgo Nation and Crosswatchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Libra Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that will be mentioned in this reading will be a direct match to what's going on in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind. Understand that not everything happens at the exact same time for everyone listening. So listen, be flexible. Listen to this with an open mind and discernment. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my site, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Somebody's a singer in your situation, Libra. Tarot classes. Beginner tarot classes are still available on my website. If you'd like to book your session, check my site for details. We're always going to talk about delicate topics, Libra Nation and Crosswatchers. Let's begin. Let's dive in. Let's see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. I can't help but to notice that there's a lot of flowers in your reading. Maybe someone has a flower name. Somebody's name could be Rose, Azalea, Heather, Poppy. Maybe this is somebody's nickname. Rosemary. I'm not sure. Maybe this is somebody giving you your flowers. Maybe someone's literally giving you flowers. But what I mean by giving you your flowers is somebody's giving you credit for something. Someone is celebrating you for something that you do, giving you credit for something that you've done. This sort of thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help, Libra or cross watcher. Or maybe there's someone that might be coming in to ask for help from you around this period of time. You are in no contact with someone. Possibly the star shows up for me. Or this is, I'm saying it shows up for me. I'm meaning it says shooting star. But for me, when I see star, it means Aquarius. So there could possibly be an Aquarius, a Gemini in this situation, a Leo in this situation, a Taurus, a Cancer in your situation, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Somebody in your situation, I think this is you though, Libra. Your opposite sign shows up, Aries. Aries showed up, you showed up heavily for Aries, your opposite. It seems like somebody is very critical of themselves around this period of time. Somebody might want to write you a message, Libra, or write a message to a child that maybe they haven't seen or spoken to in a moment. Might want a random side note, keep your phone charged. Your battery might be kind of low. Libra. Leo is dominating your reading. Maybe you have a Leo moon, and this might be your moon sign. Maybe someone wears glasses in your situation. There is a fire sign that's clinging to you. You might be someone who's very enlightened, Libra, or people might view you as such, or you might be observing someone else and feel this way about them. Definitely feels like you're spending a lot of time in solitude. This is a good thing though, Libra. It gives you some time, some undistracted time for thorough reflection. It seems like what's on your mind around this period of time is family. Somebody that maybe is a kindred spirit of yours, or we're talking about literal family members. I did mention children, that it could be relevant. Or this is a family member that might be thinking about you at this moment in time. It seems like you're also concerned about success, which I believe that you'll have. I think you are feeling lonely. I think what you're looking for and hoping for is companionship. It looks like it comes down to choices. So maybe you're having to make a decision between someone and someone else. It looks like somebody's been thinking a lot about you, Libra or cross watcher, while you've been in no contact with them. What might be sparking this thought of you is the fact that they're dreaming about you. Somebody might want to see you again, or they might be meeting up with you on the astral plane. Since they can't see you on this earthly plane, they'll see you in the astral plane. They're watching you on your social media. They're thinking a lot about the past. They're feeling a lot of guilt about the way that a situation played out. Somebody feels around this period of time, Libra or cross watcher, that they feel very rejected by you. They may have felt like you've chosen someone else. Or you maybe, since we're talking about family, maybe there's a surrogate family that you've adopted, kind of. Like this might be a child that might feel like maybe their parent moved on and had another family with someone else, or you were involved with someone, maybe they moved on and created a whole family with someone else, possibly. Somebody, this is a third-party situation. Somebody feels like a third-party situation is dragging on and on and on. And they feel like you're giving them mixed signals. Somebody feels like you're kind of jerking them around, like they feel like a puppet on a string. And so, I think that there's a kid that might feel very disappointed in a family member. Somebody is looking at this as though maybe there's a family member that never really showed a true effort. Or this is a parent, I don't know, a family member that might be looking at another, a parental figure, like they never really genuinely showed up there for a child. They were never really consistently there for a child. Somebody is saying, F this, I'm over it. Somebody's feeling unhappy about the situation right now. Who is this? Libra? I felt that, Libra. I felt it. So whomever this is that you're talking about, or this pertains to, somebody feels this from the heart. Like somebody is genuinely hurt about, come on, kitty, come on, about the way that something is playing out. I think somebody does have a lot of regret. Somebody wishes that maybe a situation or a circumstance never happened. And I think you and this person are genuinely hurt from what may have taken place. This definitely pertains to the past. It seems like it's difficult for someone to let go of the past. It's not a criticism, so please don't take it as such. Somebody is questioning whether or not someone genuinely cared. And somebody's definitely taking this to heart and holding on to it. So it seems like someone felt like it was absolutely necessary, because this person feels like the person that they're dealing with is capable of a lot of emotional harm. So they feel like the only recourse is to put up firm boundaries and block. Possibly a Libra. Block somebody, unfriend them, whatever the case. It looks like whatever is going on during this period of time in your life might feel a little bit dark. It might feel a little bit uncertain. This is all happening around this period of time, Libra, to reveal your shadow to you. Your fears, the parts of yourself that maybe you wish would change, that you could change, or you're recognizing are doing nothing but bringing you down. These are the things that are coming to the surface around this period of time, for either you or your cross-watcher. Someone has a legal situation, random side note, and they're feeling like they're not, this legal situation is just not going to work in their favor. If you do have a legal situation, Libra, a cross-watcher, there is something that you will have to make payments for. Like you're paying a fine, or you're paying child support, or you're coming off of a disappointment of a legal situation being delayed and not going your way. I think this is something that you're afraid of, honestly. Spirit guys, how does this legal situation go? No, I think I already described it. I think there is a legal situation where you're dealing with someone, they're fighting back, and you might have to pay something out. So maybe this is you talking to a creditor and setting up payment plans for something. But whatever this is that you're worried about and fixated on, if it has anything to do other than this individual, and this has something to do with a circumstance in your situation that you're feeling discouraged about, Spirit is saying you have the ability to do something about this. Like they're saying, don't just kind of sit there and wallow in the situation. They're saying take action, do something about it, because there is something that you can do in this situation. Now, if it has something to do with someone else and their free will, that's when things get a bit tricky. This is where Spirit guides are saying acceptance. Looking at the situation and accepting it the way that it is. Accepting it for what it truly is in the situation is what's going to get you through this. You can't change the way somebody else feels about the situation, the way that they perceive the situation. Not without a conversation anyway. Somebody's too stubborn to maybe make the first move on this conversation. You could be dealing with someone who could be very spiritual. Definitely feels like you're concerned about your finances. You might be eating a lot of junk. Random side note around this time, Libra. Again, not a criticism, it's an observation. You might be hungrier than usual. It seems like you might be gravitating more so to a karmic relationship, or this is just simply what this is. It's difficult to let go of a karmic relationship, or you just continue to cycle back to a karmic relationship. This is where Spirit is trying to break you out of this. Some of your karmic relationship has something to do with your mother or your baby's mother. Somebody's married in this situation, or is, if they're not married on paper, they're in a long term, they're involved with someone is what I'm trying to say. Somebody might be afraid to write you a message or say something to you. Somebody might be facing jail time in this situation too. It's either someone is factually facing jail time, or they're worried that they might have to do some time, or somebody is in jail. Definitely have a legal situation. Spirit, what is the advice about this legal situation? Something might actually turn in your favor at the last minute. You're waiting for a legal situation to be, I guess, to be over. And because you're in the thick of this right now, this legal situation, you're facing some uncertainty. Either you are or someone around you is. It looks like you're losing faith in how something may play out. Or whether or not you can rely on other people. I don't know. Actually, for some of you, as I mentioned to you, something might turn around at the 11th hour. Something might turn out to be, you might get victory in a situation, especially a legal one. Career-wise, I think your career is advancing, or it has the potential to. I think there's going to be a gradual improvement with your career and with your money. Libra or cross watcher. It just looks like there's something that you're doing right now that isn't working. Or maybe chances are some of you are not working. And it's your financial situation that has you feeling stressed out and discouraged. The advice from your spirit guides this week is to let go of your fear. Disarm your fears. Your fears are speaking louder to you than anything. Your childhood issues are getting in the way of a lot of different things. We talked about that this week, this point in time is revealing to you your shadow. So whatever this is with inner criticism, your guides are talking to you about releasing that this week. With that, Libra Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much, Libras and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Scorpio Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is going to be a direct fact to what's going on in your situation. Take in what genuinely resonates and disregard what is apparently not your message. But don't disregard it too quickly, because sometimes it might take a minute for things to play out in your situation for it to make sense. Listen to this with an open mind, with discernment, and please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We are going to go over some delicate topics. Consider that a trigger warning, Scorpio Nation. Let's dive right in. See what's going on for the Scorpio Nation for the next 7 days. Scorpio. His birthday on Halloween, October 31st. Somebody's wearing a mask in your situation. Somebody could definitely be masking their feelings, their emotions about a situation. Maybe somebody doesn't want you to know how hurt they are. Somebody could possibly be doing something anonymously online or trying to make it as discreet as possible. They want to appear anonymous, but they're not. I think you're able to detect somebody's energy in yours, especially if somebody is up to no good or they have bad intentions. Scorpio, you're definitely going through a metamorphosis. You're going through a lot of change in your situation. What's really going on in your head, though, Scorpio? You might feel like things are kind of snowballing, maybe in your situation when it comes to this person, because it does appear that you're not in communication with a Taurus. Or spirit guides come in to correct you and they say, no, it's a Gemini. For some of you, this has something to do with a Gemini individual. What's really happening here? Spirit guides, show me what's going on with the Scorpio Nation. Somebody is replaying past situations, past memories. Somebody is definitely feeling very sentimental about you, emotional about you at this time, Scorpio, especially since you're not in contact with them, especially if we're talking about a love relationship. There is an on again, off again vibe between you and this person. I think somebody is so used to you always coming back, Scorpio or cross watcher, or you might be used to this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn doing this. Somebody is living with a lot of regret in their mind, and somebody in your situation has a heavy addiction. For some of you, chances are this person is your addiction. You let them become your whole world. Like your world revolves around them, and it's become a very codependent, unhealthy type of situation. I think that somebody in your situation can be quite possessive, and I think somebody has a lot of guilt about the situation and they're blaming themselves, especially given the fact that they feel like this is a burnt bridge and they feel like there's no real going back from here. There's a lot of suspicion lurking around in your situation, Scorpio. Somebody may not have thought you were going to leave them, or that you would walk away, or that things would go the way that they're going right now. So what's snowballing is somebody's thoughts. Somebody's thoughts are snowballing out of control. One thought over the other, over the next. But no real resolution to what's going on. Some of you are definitely, what's snowballing is your financial situation. It seems like that's what you're worried about. You're worried about everything under the sun, Scorpio. Just as I'm observing, some of you, Scorpio cusped by Earth, no. Who's your opposite? Scorpio, Taurus. For some of you, this is a Taurus individual. Come on. Oh, yeah, you're dealing, this is a Scorpio on Scorpio relationship. Some of you are Scorpios dealing with Scorpios, or you're Libra Scorpio, cuz your Libras dealing with Scorpios. There's the on again, off again situation. Somebody wants you to drop your guard. If somebody was a part of a third party, they're a part of a third party no longer. They cut this other person out of the equation. They haven't quite moved on from them, or they haven't moved on from you. But I do see someone, especially a fire sign, coming to you to try to make amends with you. The thing is, this person may not have changed their ways. So if this is somebody that's prone to dealing with a lot of other people while they're dealing with you, they're still doing the same thing. They want to talk. This might be somebody that you feel talks over you. They try to dominate the conversation. They want to get the last word in. Always. So this might be why you're trying to avoid communication with them altogether. Somebody has a lot of shame about the way that, I don't quite understand. They feel guilty. They feel shame about the way that something happened, but they're not coming into the situation making a change. Okay. They do want to talk. They are wondering about a future. What does the future hold between the two of you? Maybe now that you're single, is there something that could really happen here? Can the two of you move forward now that you're singles? That sort of thing. Somebody is very curious about you. Chances are, Libra or cross watcher, somebody new might be coming your way and they might be catching your eye, but it looks like you're emotionally still tied up with a past person. The person that you've had an on again, off again situation with. Mindful of your vehicle. It might be time to get it taken in to get serviced. It might cost you an arm and a leg, okay? Or this is you maybe putting a down payment on a car. It seems like you're bouncing back when it comes to a financial situation, just as a random side note. Be mindful of somebody's side. Like I mentioned to you, somebody hasn't changed. There's a Capricorn that entered your reading. Somebody's definitely focused on the betrayal. Somebody feels like somebody betrayed someone repeatedly. Once again, here is Virgo. Again, Virgo has shown up in every zodiac signs reading. I've seen that so often lately. So let's see how this goes. Career-wise, I see a lot of recognition coming your way. People are taking notice of you in a very positive way. Scorpio. Some of you are Virgo Scorpios, or you're Virgos dealing with Scorpios. Yeah, you got a Virgo's cross watcher. You could be receiving awards, accolades, praise. Some good things that you're capable of are coming to fruition, or there's an opportunity for you to conquer something and make something real for yourself. It just seems like it's the motivation that may have been lacking, but it seems like it now returns this week. Your guides, in the form of advice, they're talking to you about a new perspective. They want you to view a situation from a different lens. They want you to look at situations from a different angle, because maybe your angle is very fixed, or your perception of a situation could be very fixed, when your spirit guides are saying maybe if you changed your perspective about something and maybe decided to maybe lean in and hear what someone else is saying and consider their side of things, maybe it might make sense. Maybe it might bring a resolution to a situation, or give you some understanding and some insight that maybe wasn't there before, because your perception of a situation was very fixed. When it comes to control issues, whether you're controlling of someone or you're just controlling of your own universe, your own situation, you guys are saying you might be tempted to do that, but they're saying that's not the best course of action this week. That may do nothing but frustrate you even more. Be ready for flexibility. Be ready for things to ebb and flow and change in your situation. You guys are encouraging you to go with the flow, especially if you feel like you're kind of struggling, kind of grappling to kind of figure out your path in this world. You're going to miss the messages, okay, that Spirit is sending you if you remain in this mindset. It's a lot of messages and a lot of beneficial downloads that may come in for you. This is why Spirit is saying take off the mask, Libra, across watching. Emotionally, you can run, but you can't hide from Spirit. Spirit knows what you're thinking and feeling about certain situations, even the ones that you try to mask, or the shadow side of yourself that you don't want other people to see. There's no shame in that. Every last one of us is flawed. Every last one of us has baggage. Not one of us can, throw stones. So you guys are saying this isn't something to be embarrassed of, if that's what this is, if I'm interpreting it right. You guys are saying lean in and focus on your healing this week. Well, that's with any week, but especially this week. So this might be a time where you decide, maybe you might feel that it's best for you to stay single, even though that might be a lonely place and it looks like you're looking for companionship, but it seems like you're repeating the same cycle. So Spirit guides are saying, what's more beneficial? Seeking that companionship and having it temporarily, or finding that companionship within yourself and focusing on your own healing, so that now you can radiate a different signal and attract different types of individuals now that you're coming from a new healed version of yourself. With that, Scorpio Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Thank you, Scorpio Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Sag Nation, this is a general reading, which means that not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. You might find some things that are mentioned in this reading that will resonate, and there will be some things that do not. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can always book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Well, the tarot classes are still openings for tarot classes beginning March 15th, and this would be for the beginner tarot classes. Visit my website for details. Let's dive in. We're always going to talk about delicate topics, Sagittarius Nation. Let's dive in. Let's see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days for the Sag Nation. Some of you are dealing with an air sign. Sag, here you are. Some of you Saggies are dealing with another fire sign, sun, moon, or rising. The topic of this is talking about those of you who are in no contact. You got an earth sign that just showed up to your reading. It looks like there's been a past betrayal that somebody might be holding on to. There's an Aries that just stepped into your reading. A Scorpio. Looks like somebody was playing games with you. You left a situation possibly feeling played. It seems like your focus has really, truly been on this person, or somebody's focus has really been on you. It's like your focus has also been on your money. But the focus here looks like it's the past. You're focused on painful memories. There's a whole bunch of painful memories dredging up from the past for you around this period of time. And it seems like these thoughts might really be tormenting you emotionally. But it seems like what Spirit wants you to take from this is the lesson. This is what they want you to see, that there was a lesson attached to this whole entire situation. Something that was very painful for you, Sagittarius or Crosswatcher, was actually a blessing in disguise. Because it definitely feels like there's a situation that's beginning to shift. In your situation, it looks like you were dealing with a snake. Somebody was possibly very shady up to something. And for some of you, this is somebody you called a friend. It looks like somebody still has feelings for you, but they're not sure if you still feel the same. Sagittarius or Crosswatcher. Somebody might have gotten involved in another relationship with someone else, maybe on the rebound, to try to cover up their emotions for you. It looks like somebody secretly still cares. So whether and this is not the type of person that's going to admit this to you whatsoever, Sagittarius or Crosswatcher, but I think the biggest lesson that you were taking from this is self-love. And it seems like you're taking some time away from this situation so that you can heal. You were dealing with somebody that was very hard to read. This is somebody that was giving you a ton of mixed signals. I see somebody looking at somebody that has a drinking addiction. And this is definitely somebody that was keeping a side situation a secret. But I think you found out about it, obviously. This is a situation where maybe you started to feel like it was just you. You were the one that was in love. And maybe you started to question whether or not this person really felt the same for you. Sagittarius or Crosswatchers, it looks like you were dealing with someone who could be very promiscuous. I think that you're in separation from someone, but I think someone has absolutely no peace of mind about the situation. I think some of you were in a third party. There's a Virgo that has shown up to everyone, to every zodiac so far that I've done. It does seem like you're not in communication with someone. It does seem like you're very skeptical of this individual. For some of you, this is a friend, as I mentioned to you. Maybe you're skeptical of a friend and their intentions and whether or not they really are being real with you about something, because it does look like there could be someone that could be approaching you, Sagittarius. It does look like after you've moved on, this is someone coming in to try to manipulate a situation. There is communication that will likely come in for some of you over the next 7 days. You'll likely hear from someone. And it might be when you least expect it, because it still feels like there's a lot of frustration and a lot of maybe things that maybe you want to say, or this is someone's perception of the situation. They expect that if they were going to say something to you, that you might have some off the wall things to say to them about some stuff that went down. Or maybe they're not ready to confront the truth. They're not ready to face the truth. You might have been dealing with someone who stole from you, because it definitely feels like somebody could have been bad with money, or that somebody could have taken advantage of you financially. Random side note, I see that some of you could be moving. You have a legal situation, especially as it pertains to real estate or a home or someone's estate. This looks like something is decided in your favor. Or this is you possibly being approved for something. Because it looks like you got some good news that's getting ready to come in. Get ready to pay something. It looks like you have to pull some money out of your pocket for something that might be coming up, Sagittarius or Crosswatcher. It might be for this court situation. It could definitely be for this move, as I mentioned to you. Yeah. So I think that somebody is coming in, okay? So what Spirit is trying to warn you about, Sagittarius, is somebody could be hiding their true intentions. It could be possible for some of you that somebody is returning, but they don't really truly care about your well-being. For some of you, that's not the case for everyone listening. I do feel like some of you could be traveling. You're moving around a lot. Maybe this is to make reconnections with people, because I think that somebody is reaching out for you. There's someone that's reaching out to you for the right reasons. Somebody does want to reconnect with you because they miss you and they haven't seen you in a while. But for others of you, this person has too much pride to really come out and be that genuine and say that to you. I think that somebody that you're dealing with might be in need of significant assistance. Somebody might need a big favor from you, Sagittarius. So they might not be straightforward and come out and ask you and tell you that, they need some help with something. Oh, goon. Some of you are definitely doing some sort of spiritual ritual. I think some of you might be going through some spiritual warfare. I think that some of you might be under some sort of spiritual attack. If so, it seems like something is getting ready to come in and you're getting victory in this circumstance. Something is getting ready to turn in your favor, and it seems like it's Ogun or any sort of spiritual work that you're doing to turn certain situations around. Spirit guides make turn an upside down situation in the right direction. You got Alegba. So this is definitely you doing some sort of, like I said, some of you are very spiritual. You got Yamaya as well that showed up to the reading. So I feel like some of you could be going to the ocean, or you could be giving an offering to your deities. There is a Capricorn that shows up to your reading. Earth signs. Besides your own energy, Sagittarius, besides fire that's dominating your reading, you got earth that's dominating your reading, followed by air. Then I mentioned a Libra. Seems like you're pretty exhausted. Maybe you feel like you're not getting enough sleep. You might be having a hard time just keeping a clear thought. Just some random side notes for some things that I'm seeing. It seems like you're looking, you're searching. I think some of you are either job searching or you're home searching. Maybe you feel like you kind of exhausted your options. You might, or this is possibly why somebody is coming to you to ask you for a favor. Because it looks like maybe they kind of blew through their options of people that can possibly do them a favor. You are house hunting, it looks like. I know we're talking about no contact, but I did mention to you a friend. This could definitely be a coworker, a colleague. Maybe some of you might be thinking about resigning from this place. And maybe you're kind of keeping this to yourself. It looks like maybe you're looking for something stable. So maybe something about this job appears to be very unstable. And maybe it's less about the job and more about the people that you work with. Because it looks like you might work with someone who is absolutely frustrating you or micromanaging you. So I think you might be beginning your job search. And this might be where you might have felt like you came up empty or shortchanged in some sort of way. I think that there is a job offer that's coming through for you, Sagittarius. I think you'll hear from someone pretty soon. And I think some of you are hurting for money because of unemployment. So you might be deciding that maybe you're looking for a work from home opportunity. Or maybe this is something you might stumble upon. I think whatever this is, where you feel like maybe you've had a string of bad luck, or you feel like you haven't been moving in the right direction, Spirit is taking you in the right direction. Some of you own your own business, and it definitely feels like competition might be trying to knock you off in order to get ahead. It seems like maybe you work around some very greedy, ruthless individuals. Some of you be careful about somebody at work being a nuisance, because it does look as though someone might be trying to get you to lose your job. I do feel like there could be a job loss or a termination of employment that maybe you're dealing with or you have, and maybe this is where how you've arrived in this situation. I see a job interview that could be coming up. And it seems like your responsibilities are mounting, especially if you're, self-employed. Some of you might be thinking about going on vacation. Maybe you feel like you need a mental vacation from the things that are going on, because again, it feels like you have absolutely no peace of mind. It also feels like maybe you don't have clarity about things. It looks like clarity is getting ready to, especially if that's something that's frustrating you around this period of time, is a lack of clarity. Maybe you don't know what action to take, or what to do, or where to go with regard to your situation. What is the advice, Holy Spirit, for the Sag Nation for the next 7 days? Some of you are very artistic. You sculpt. You're a sculptor. You paint. You draw. Something such as this. Or this is you getting back into your creativity as a way of maybe clearing your mind and having an outlet. This is a season in your life, Sagittarius, where it's time to plan. It seems like this is the best time for you to do some research and to be very strategic about what it is that you need. I think at this period of time, you don't have foresight about what might happen. But it definitely feels like Spirit is bringing this to you little by little, about some new paths that they want you to travel. Definitely, they're telling you there's going to be some revelations of some things that are a mystery to you, whether it's a person or this is you're feeling perplexed about how to resolve a situation or how to go about something. Or it's about somebody's intentions. Maybe you're not sure. Revelations are coming in. Your guides want you to know that you have a lot of potential for something. So it looks like something is beginning, and this is your spirit guides encouraging you to be patient with the process. They want you to embrace simplicity right now, and they definitely want you to see clarity. I think this is something that you've been doing. You've been asking for clarity. You've been asking your guides, your orishas, right, for clarity about what to do or how to go about things. Again, your heart's desire or something that you've been asking spirit for ends up manifesting for you around this period of time. It seems like something has been delayed or someone has tried to block your success, and now it looks like this is lifted and you're able to go forward. So right now, your guides are encouraging you to stay focused on the type of future that you want to create, and not on the things in your life that seem like they're not coming together, because they actually are. It's just that it seems like because of the state of mind you're in, it might be kind of difficult to see that things are actually coming together. There's some changes that are happening. They're happening slowly, and they're happening maybe in that slow, steady pace might be something that is uncomfortable for you, but the spirit is letting you know that things are coming together and they are moving obstacles out of your way, or certain people that showed up as obstacles once upon a time in your life are being removed out of your way. With that, Sag Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Thank you, Sag Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Capricorn Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Listen to what resonates. Disregard what is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We're always going to go over delicate topics. Take that as a trigger warning. Beginner tarot classes are still available. They will be beginning March 15th. More details about that can be found on my website, which is once again AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Let's dive in, Capricorn Nation, and see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. Spirit guys, show me Capricorn Nation. And I have a sore throat, Capricorn. Whoa, okay. Some of you are definitely on the Sag Capricorn cusp. This card came out for Sagittarius. So some of you are either Sag Capricorn cusp, or your Sag is with Capricorn in your natal chart. Your Sag is dealing with Capricorn. So you got a Capricorn cross watcher. Or you got a Sag cross watcher Capricorn. Let's dive in. What's going on? You might be encountering somebody that could be a Sagittarius this week then. Even if this is not someone you know, maybe this is a complete stranger. This could be somebody new that you could be meeting. But the topic is, this topic will mostly be about those of you who are not in communication. You're in no contact with someone. Maybe you won't even know what they're thinking and feeling, and whether or not there will be communication. And it looks like there will be a reunion, very likely. Possibly between you and an air sign, or you and an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Spirit says, yes, these are the individuals that might be coming in to your life. It does look like someone could possibly be returning. It just seems like right now, somebody is definitely reminiscing about you. They're thinking about you. They're going down memory lane. I think somebody still feels a very magnetic pull to you. A Capricorn Nation or cross watcher. This might be you and your brother, possibly. Some of you could be in same-sex relationships. It looks like maybe you're not communicating with someone right now, and it might have something to do with an Aquarius individual. Yeah, it looks like definitely. There's a lot of people keeping quiet in this situation. It looks like somebody's hopes are dashed. Somebody's not really expecting much to come out of this situation if they were to talk to you. It looks like somebody might take the initiative, though, to reach out to you. Who I do see, there is a scenario where I do see communication, and this would be a situation regarding money. Some sort of exchange of funds, or there's something that you need to pay, and maybe you haven't spoken to a creditor. This possibly might be you reaching out to someone about money, or someone could be reaching out to you about a financial situation. It looks like you're stressed to the max, Capricorn. You're stressed over the way that things are right now. It definitely feels like somebody's going to resurface and their intention is to be a part of your life again. Somebody wants to see how they can fit in your life. I definitely feel like your life looks a bit different or is structured a lot different since they left. Capricorn. This person might be struggling financially, or this could be you. Somebody could maybe be injured, or someone could be ill. Someone could possibly, this could be someone that deserted a child. So this could definitely be your relationship with your own parent. Maybe this is you healing your inner child wounds, having to do with a parent that maybe you feel neglected by. This is definitely parental regret. This is a parent possibly going down memory lane and thinking about things and having regrets about maybe the way that the decisions that they made. But this could definitely be a child or whomever in this situation. Okay, moving back in. I did say that somebody might be going through some financial issues. So maybe somebody is homeless or they don't have a steady place to stay. This could be why somebody is contacting you. Maybe they need a place to stay. Maybe they need to move back in with you. Or this could be that maybe a family member might be going through something. Maybe they need to move in with you for a little bit. And so they kind of figure some things out. It does look like somebody's been going through some things. If this is you and you feel like you've just been having bad luck, nothing seems to be working out for you, or you've seen some change and it seems like the rug gets pulled beneath you. It looks like your spirit guides want you to know that the situation is temporary. And it looks like you're getting ready to experience some change. Even though you might not be, this might be some change that might be happening when you least expect it. Spirit is definitely guiding you. Okay, so if we're talking about someone in particular, we are. They're not talking to you, you're not talking to them. It seems like you feel silent. Somebody is still hurting and maybe they want to talk to you, but somebody feels blocked from access to you. So maybe you literally blocked them, or you decided, you know what, forget it. I'm not picking up this person's calls. Either that's the case or this is how they're possibly perceiving the situation. I think there is a soul tie here, and I think that maybe things ended on a sour note, and I think that somebody would like at least closure at the very least. But I think that there are some things that maybe you're suspecting about this person. Maybe there's some things that you found out about, or some things that you heard about, or you got clarity about. Maybe you went to a psychic, or that's what brings you to tarot, is to get some clarity about some things, because maybe you're picking up on some secrets or some lies that may have taken place, or some things that maybe you found out about, like I said, in between the time where you haven't been talking. You've been suspecting them of something, okay? You're definitely suspicious of somebody's motive. I think that there is somebody that is not wanting to come to you with conflict. They could be very non-confrontational by the way that they come to you, because it looks like somebody does intend to, for some of you, this does take place within the next 7 days. Where there is communication, where maybe somebody's been giving you the runaround, possibly an Aries. It looks like somebody's hope is that you can release the past and you can overcome this, and they can feel more optimistic about the future between the two of you again. But right now, it seems like the odds seem kind of stacked against them, not just with you, their relationship with you, but also just in their life in general. It definitely feels like somebody is just going through it and they're depressed. Your name is definitely coming up in conversation. Capricorn, make no mistake about it. This could be in the form of gossip. It could be this person gossiping about you. Or this is just, your name is in people's mouths and it has nothing to do with this person. Okay, so yeah. There's somebody that has either entered your life or could possibly be entering your life. Your guides are telling you that there's somebody that maybe you recognize as a friend, but they're not genuinely a friend. Capricorn or cross watcher. No, help him. Random side note, somebody's name could be Erica. 1 second, please. It looks like there's been stalled situation. I think there's a sudden change in your situation, Capricorn. This could even be with your finances, because I think some of you might be going through a financial situation. You are going through a financial hardship, or somebody in your situation might be. Do not. And so I think there is a sudden change in your situation, but I also feel like this pertains to communication. It goes from not talking at all to all of a sudden somebody decides to break the ice. They go not just from overthinking the situation to actually reaching out and saying what they want to say. They say what's on their mind. Somebody could be married. This does say wife, by the way, if it's not clear. Someone could be married, or someone could be playing wifey in a situation, meaning they're not really married on paper, but they might be playing house. You got a Pisces in the situation. Somebody did some rituals on you, Capricorn, across watcher, and perhaps you did, especially around the time of the full moon and the eclipse. Be mindful of portals. Be mindful of protecting your energy. You have a lot of eavesdropping energy, a lot of spy energy, and I'm saying that this is happening for most of you through spiritual means. Like somebody is a monitoring spirit, or somebody might be sending monitoring spirits. It might sound very strange for me to say that somebody might be sending entities to listen. I mean spiritual entities, let me make that clear. To listen, or to spy, or to watch, or an organization to spy. I know it sounds crazy. I know it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but it's coming up in the reading. It's somebody's story. There's definitely a Pisces, so some of you could definitely be giving a Pisces a gift for their birthday. Somebody's definitely moving. So you got that situation going on, and definitely feel like some of you, somebody is going to be communicating with you. This is you in matters of business. It definitely feels like things may pick up. Your money situation may get better. I told you, I was mentioning to you before, that there's been a string of bad luck. It's not just by happenstance for some of you. For others of you, this is due to the fact. This is not for everyone, hear me clearly, but for some of you, here's your confirmation. Someone's been doing work on you. I think you're aware that someone's been doing work on you. This might be why you're going to a psychic or getting some. This could be somebody going to get someone, paying someone for work to do work on you. Somebody that doesn't like you, but somebody that might be smiling in your face. Be careful of people's intentions. It is not to say to take it overboard and suspect everyone of being, being up to no good. It's not saying that. There are some good people in this world. And I think you might encounter many of them, but you might also be encountering someone that doesn't have good intentions. Whether this is someone that you know, or this is someone that maybe you're exposed to, or somebody is connected to somebody that has an issue with you, especially if we're talking about a third party scenario. Or you do something online. Let's say maybe you read tarot, or you do some sort of spiritual work and you advertise publicly. It seems like this would have something to do with competition. This could be work competition, or this is someone that sees you as competition for whatever reason. Leave a bit early, Capricorn or cross-watcher. It definitely feels like punctuality is going to be something that's important this week. You might get turned around. You might be headed, no. You might be headed in a particular direction, and you could possibly be getting turned around. Yeah, you might get turned around. You might need the help of your GPS, or maybe you're running into construction when you're trying to get someplace. Some of you might be finding out about a baby. Maybe there's a birth of a child, or someone is pregnant. Maybe some of you could be attending a baby shower. Provider. Does it say provider? Yes. This could definitely be someone coming in to make provisions for a child, a kid. If there's something that you need, Capricorn Nation, because it seems like somebody, I mentioned to you, somebody's going through a financial situation and somebody might need a favor. So this could be you speaking to someone, maybe reaching out, maybe doing some research, gathering some resources. If there's something that you need to pay, it looks like Spirit is coming in to provide for you. There's going to be some sort of provision made for you to be able to get something done or get something paid, because it looks like you're very dismayed about something. You're worried that maybe something is not going to pay off. Be careful about letting certain things slide, Capricorn. A cross watcher, it seems like somebody has gotten so used to you letting things slide that somebody might even come in this week and try to test you with that. Somebody might be testing you. Maybe they don't think that you have a backbone. But I definitely feel like whatever has been holding you back, you're breaking free of this and you're able to move forward. And I think that for some of you, Capricorn Nation, if you're open to love, it looks like there's new love, genuine love that could be coming in. Or this could possibly be, for some of you, someone's returning. And they could be returning for genuine reasons. There's money that you had to set aside, Capricorn, or you had to put some money away. You might be accessing those funds in order to get something done. Or this is, somebody might be reaching out to ask you for a favor, a financial favor, and you could possibly be doing that for someone in their time of need. But I definitely feel like there could be a reconciliation. I feel like somebody could either be injured or in the hospital. Somebody might be sick, Capricorn, across watcher. This could be you. Maybe you're feeling a little bit under the weather. I would say that your throat could be scratchy. But I think somebody could either be in a convalescent home, or because of an injury or an illness. Maybe you'll hear about this, it looks like. Maybe this is something that you weren't aware of while you were not in communication with someone, and maybe now somebody might be giving you an update about their health. The advice. Holy Spirit for the Capricorn Nation. For the next 7 days, somebody drinks heavily. Capricorn. Maybe that's what we're talking about when it comes to someone's health. Maybe you're concerned about somebody's sobriety. Somebody might be getting blackout drunk, where they do things and they don't remember some things that they've done after they've had too much liquor. The advice, Holy Spirit for the Capricorn Nation for the next 7 days. Organization is going to be key for you, Capricorn, because it looks like there's going to be a lot of things that distract you and kind of take you off course. You're going to want to stay focused, and as much as possible, you're going to want to stay organized. It's gonna help you. Your future self will thank you later for doing that. Somebody wants you to have empathy, Capricorn. Especially, it looks like somebody might be kind of short-tempered with you. And maybe this is your spirit guides, maybe encouraging, maybe this might be you expressing empathy for someone, because maybe you might, instead of just assuming that they're just mean or whatever, you might understand maybe somebody's under a lot of stress, or somebody's dealing with a lot of personal issues. And this might help you to respond differently, and respond with kindness instead of frustration. Maybe you might be noticing that somebody is under a lot of stress, or this could be you. You could be under a lot of stress, and maybe this is somebody kind of calming you down by, again, not responding with frustration. You guys want you to shift your focus. It seems like you're fixated on something heavily this week. Maybe it has something to do with somebody's criticism or whatever have you. Maybe it's their comments, their gestures. Your guides are encouraging you to be careful of emotional biases. So, in other words, you might be looking at something and getting emotional over it, but maybe your perspective about the situation could be a little bit skewed. It could be a little bit off. It looks like somebody's coming in to face some consequences. So this could be you, Capricorn. Maybe there's a situation where you do have to stand in the truth. Maybe you do have to look at a situation, and maybe it does require for you to really examine yourself. Your guides are saying, don't let this feel like a punishment or a chore. They're saying, let it guide you to growth. They want you to trust in divine timing this week. They want you to be patient. So Capricorn, in the form of the advice your spirit guides are telling you, there's something that you might have to wait for. Some things might take time, especially if there's something that you're trying to bring into the 3D. You're trying to manifest something. Sometimes it takes time. It doesn't mean that it's not coming through. It just feels like there's a moment of stillness or there's a pause in order for something to realign or perfectly align in your situation. Your guides want you to also take some time to pause and reflect. They want you to look at how far you've come. They want you to be proud of where you're headed. Around this period of time, it definitely feels like you're embracing solitude, or this is something that your spirit guides want you to do. Looks like you've been in survival mode for a while. It definitely feels like you don't feel as though you know what the answers are. They're telling you in quiet introspection, the answers are going to come to you. If you allow them to anyway. Your ambition for something returns, Capricorn, a cross watcher. This is your spirit guide saying, let it come to you. There's some sort of desire that you have, and there's a pursuit that you're after. This drive might return for you this week. And if this is, you don't know how to get from point A to point B to make something happen, your guides are letting you know that the answers are going to reveal themselves to help you to complete this journey that you're on. There's going to be some people that Spirit puts in your life that are going to be giving you guidance. This could be a trusted friend, a mentor. It looks like somebody that Spirit is placing someone or some people in your life that are trusted, that can give you this, that are being strategically placed in your life to give you this encouragement or this advice or this direction about maybe where you're feeling a little bit turned around and confused. With that, Capricorn Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you, Capricorn Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Today is going to be a perfect fact to what might be going on. Listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, I invite you to book a reading on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. As well, I'm also offering beginner tarot classes that begin March 15th. Visit my website for details. We're always going to talk about delicate topics. Aquarius, consider that a trigger warning. I'm talking to Aquarius. I don't think you need a trigger warning, Aquarius. But with that set aside, let's get into it. Let's see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. It looks like you're starting off the week feeling a sense of loss. You feel like you lost something that you wanted, or you lost something that meant a lot to you, something, someone. And it seems like the meaning of that seems to be completely unclear for you. And I think that something's going to be revealed to you with time. So if something did not work out the way that maybe you wanted it to, or something kind of fell through your hands that you really wanted, it all happened for a reason. I think things may have gotten intense. I think somebody could have disappeared when maybe things got kind of intense, or you were in the middle of maybe resolving something with someone, and maybe this is why you're not in contact with someone right about now. You have a Capricorn cross watcher. Aquarius, you did come up in a Capricorn reading. Some of you were obviously in a third-party situation. And it seems like this third party had a lot of pull. They had a lot of influence in your circumstance. Somebody could have been around for financial reasons or whatever they were able to gain or benefit off of the situation. Aquarius. It looks like there might be some things that you and someone might still need to discuss, possibly you and a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising. Yeah, there is communications coming in Aquarius. It's a lot of downloads, a lot of communication coming in from spirit. So it seems like you're getting a lot of spiritual downloads, a lot of messages that spirit wants to impart to you, that you might in return impart to the masses. So a lot of spiritual messages, a lot of communication is coming through from spirit about some things that maybe you need to see or didn't see clearly before. There's an earth sign, that would be the Capricorn. We were talking about Capricorn. No doubt it would be a Virgo. Virgo has shown up in everyone's reading. Virgo, Taurus, or another Capricorn. I also have, yeah. Somebody has left a situation feeling backstabbed. Aquarius. Possibly because someone was not honest with them about their true intentions. Somebody flat out lied. It looks like there's some secrets in your situation. It looks like there's somebody keeping completely silent. This looks similar to Sagittarius. So this fire sign that we're talking about, this King of Wands right here, could definitely be a Sag. I did say Capricorn. Capricorn came up heavily for Sagittarius as well. Somebody, maybe this is somebody you know that to have anger issues. Or this is somebody that's truly pissed off at themselves about how things played out. I think somebody really wants another chance with you. This person that has a very telepathic connection with you. So this person might be able to pick up on how you're feeling or what you're thinking about them. And maybe it's mutual. It looks like this is like a soulmate or twin flame type of connection that you have with someone. Trust and believe you are on this person's mind. This person might be in maybe the same city as you or this sort of thing. It looks like somebody might be looking for you. They could definitely be looking for you online. No, I take that back. Somebody could be a distance away. So some of you could possibly be traveling, coming up. Maybe you're traveling to the beach. Yeah. You want accountability from someone. If you're looking for accountability, Aquarius, let's be real. I don't see accountability on the table. I don't see someone truly bringing this to you. They could switch it up at the last minute. Maybe somebody might be willing to. But in this reading, no. So please don't be too fixed on getting that accountability from someone, getting somebody to fess up. You might ask them about some things and maybe you want some truth about, and they're still going to flat out lie about things just the way that they did in the past. There's no real 180 with this individual or with this situation. It looks pretty much similar to what you dealt with in the past. It seems like in the past you dealt with backstabbing from this individual. And maybe there's been a lot of stubbornness to change. And maybe you feel like there's been a lot of repetition, a lot of repeating patterns of the same type of frustrating behavior. I think somebody is coming through to tell you that you're the one that they want. So if you were involved in a third party, and chances are, for those of you whom this reading is genuinely for, there was a third party. Somebody has decided that you're the one that they want, and they want to work it out with you. They want to talk to you about it. Chances are, for some of you, maybe somebody is real, and they want to go to some sort of, what am I trying to say, like relationship counseling. They want to start fresh. They want to start over. For some of you, this is a relationship with a child, a parent-child relationship. There might be a parent that wants to start over with a child, wants to begin again, wants another chance to prove that maybe they're not going to duck and run and cover when things get difficult or hard. There's Scorpio. Somebody's a bit nervous that maybe things are not going to work out. Maybe there's been a lot of financial pressure in your relationship. Maybe this created a lot of static as well. Or maybe chances are it has nothing to do with this relationship, because maybe you are in no contact with them, but there still might just be some things in your own personal life where there's just been some things that maybe you're trying to work out. It seems like you're trying to get your funds together, your finances together. It seems like something is disturbing your peace of mind. And I promise you, some of you are under some sort. It never changes, Aquarius. Some of you are under some sort of spiritual attack. And somebody is hell-bent on messing with your money. Or your peace of mind. What's going on here? It looks like somebody might want to talk. They want you to see things from their perspective, possibly. Maybe they want you to see where they're coming from, and just feels like it's very difficult for you to trust what this person has to say. Yeah. I feel like you might feel that there's drama involved in this situation. For some of you, the drama involves family members. And trust and believe. Spirit guides say, yes, there's magic involved. So spirit guides are saying, work your magic. Make your magic work for you. If there's something that you need to manifest. Because it looks like somebody is hard at work trying to mess you up with their magic. But it definitely feels like you have the authority and the ability to turn your situation around. Aquarius, the cross watcher. Yes, this is your spirit guide saying take charge of the situation. When it comes to this, spirit guides tell us more. It's going with the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Somebody is like an intense alcoholic. Maybe there's a situation where somebody may not realize how intense someone's alcoholism might be, or might be becoming. Careful of there being a snake in your situation. It definitely feels like somebody is a snake. Or somebody, again, does not have good intentions. Random side note, some of you might be going to visit the cemetery. Maybe you're visiting someone that passed away, or you could be passing by a cemetery. I'm not sure. The snake feels like it's online. There's definitely a lot going on online for you, especially pertaining to a Libra or somebody with Libra in their name. There's also a Capricorn that shows up to your reading. You got Shango. Calling on Shango is because you're going through some spiritual attacks. So let's work your magic situation. It seems like maybe this is you calling on your spirit guides. Whoever this is that's attacking you, they're persistent. It just seems like somebody is hell-bent on trying to mess you up, Aquarius or cross watcher. That's not the focus of this reading, but they're definitely telling you that there's something like this going on in the background. Heavy emphasis on a Pisces. This is spirit coming in to bring you a messenger. So spirit is bringing, this might be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. The spirit is bringing in for you. Oh, spirit brings in for you karma. See that clearly? It does say karma. So I definitely feel like whoever this is that is doing these spiritual attacks against you and is extremely persistent in this way, regardless of whether or not they're persistent, but they definitely are. This is your spirit guides are saying, don't worry about this, Aquarius or cross watcher. These people will reap what they've sown. It could definitely be someone worried about fertility. Maybe this is someone that lost a baby, or this is someone that wants a child, and this is news that maybe there could be a pregnancy in your future, because it definitely feels like there's a lot of change that's getting ready to come in your situation. Definitely feels like there's an invitation to travel or an invitation to meet up and speak. Oh, some of you are moving or you're house hunting. It looks like there's a perfect place. You're going to find the place that's meant for you. Aquarius or cross watcher. Get some sleep, Aquarius. It seems like you're painfully tired. Your body is definitely encouraging you to slow down and get the rest that it needs. It seems like your health is going to be a focus for you this week. It seems like you're deliberately making choices that are going to support your well-being. And it seems like it has everything to do with, again, you being health focused. When it comes to your career, Spirit is definitely saying it's time for growth. Spirit is definitely changing you, growing you in some sort of way, taking you to the next level. So it seems like there's going to be a lot more demand on something that you offer or something that you're doing. I feel that there could be a lot of, there's communication possibly from family, which we talked about. So there might be family involvement or family that maybe wants to meet up and talk. I feel like you've been going through a setback. There may have been a roadblock. It seems like if something didn't work out the way that you had hoped, it seems like it's steering. This is your spirit guide steering you to something better. Maybe progress has felt a bit impossible, but maybe it had everything to do with the timing. And maybe right now you're waiting for the timing to shift, or timing has shifted, and now things begin to fall in place, Aquarius or cross-watcher. So, needless to say, I feel like you're about to get a taste of victory. I think success is real for you. And I think if there's a goal that you have, it seems like now is the time where you're going to achieve this goal. It seems like Spirit wants you to put a lot of emphasis into imagination and manifestation. Because it seems like because the timing is right, the more energy that you put into this, the more of a clearer outcome you're going to get from this. Holy Spirit, what is the advice for the Aquarius nation? So tempted to call you Capricorn. And I'm fully aware that I'm speaking to Aquarius. Spirit guides the advice for the Aqua nation. Your state of mind in the form of the advice, Aquarius, your spirit guides are talking to you about this. They're telling you it might be a challenge for you to stay calm when you're feeling anxiety, but they're definitely saying your mind, you want it to be clear as much as possible. You want to keep it clear so that you can be aware, so that your conscious awareness is open and Spirit can speak to you without any blockages or delays. Careful of your reactions to things. It seems like you might have knee-jerk reactions. So you guys, this is a time where certain things might come up and they might test you emotionally, but this is a time where you're mastering your emotions. This is one of the seasons that you're in. It seems like Spirit is trying to get you to see that they don't want your circumstances to dictate to you what your emotional state ought to be. They're saying this is something that you can master. It seems like they're saying there's been a lot of hurtful events that may have happened. They're definitely saying that this is a period of time where you're going to endure this. You're going to get through this. The important thing is to not dwell on this, because it seems like this has become something heavy that's been anchoring you down. It looks like your connection to Spirit is definitely getting stronger. This is a much stronger bond, and it looks like it's because of some difficulties that you've been going through that might kind of scoot you closer to Spirit. It definitely feels like you're on the right track. You're going in the right direction. Or if you're not sure what direction to go in, this is your spirit guides ushering you in the right direction this week. Maybe something was still and stagnant for a minute, and now it seems like things begin to move forward. It seems like you're really focused on time. You're focused on the past. You're overly concerned about the future. It seems like everything is working out in time, or this is the right time for things to take place for you in your life. With that, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Pisces Nation. Last but not least, the Pisces Nation. Pisces, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact to what might be playing out in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind and discernment. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. The beginner tarot classes are still available. They begin March 15th. For more details, visit my website, once again, AngelicAscentionsTarot.com, where I was going to go over delicate topics. So viewer discretion is advised. Let's dive in and let's see what might be playing out for the Pisces Nation over the next 7 days. Pisces, some of you are musicians. You sing, you write music. Seems like you're saddened by something, you're heartbroken over something. I'm not sure exactly what this is. The topic has everything to do with you not being in communication with someone in particular. I think there's a lot of reminders that this person has of you around this period of time, even if you're not speaking. Random side note, you might be seeing a hot air balloon. It looks like maybe you're going through a disagreement with someone. Random as well. Some of you could be in an interracial relationship, or someone could be mixed race in the situation. Some of you, it looks like you might possibly be at odds with your mother. Maybe you're not speaking to your mom. Maybe you're having a disagreement with your mother. Maybe something has been left unresolved. This is your baby's mom, possibly. Mother-in-law, maybe you have a prime mother-in-law. Maybe your mother-in-law doesn't like you, doesn't approve of your relationship. There's a lot of red flags that maybe you might be bypassing or missing in the situation the spirit wants you to pay attention to. You could definitely be giving the benefit of the doubt to maybe some situations or people that are not worthy of that benefit of the doubt. Who just came into your reading is a King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. It looks like you got an on-again, off-again situation with someone. Pisces. Maybe you're not getting along with this person. Looks like somebody might be between homes around this period of time. It looks like maybe there's something that you don't want to let go of. Maybe there's something you don't want to come to an end. Or somebody may not want a situation between you and a child to end. So I see someone returning back on the scene. Who's returning on the scene is this fire sign. I almost said air, but it is very clear this is fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but air is also present with the Knights of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. If you had an argument with someone, or you just are at a place where maybe you feel like you can't coexist, you don't get along for whatever reason, it just feels like you look at someone as an enemy, because it looks like somebody has backstabbed you not once, not twice, but several times at this point. Maybe they didn't just backstab you, they may have backstabbed some people that you love. If someone was a part of a third party, this situation is null and void. It no longer exists. But I don't think that erases the fact that maybe there's a wall up. And maybe this wall is not easily going to be torn down. But it's possible that with patience, that maybe trust can be restored in your situation, especially if this is a parent-child situation. It does feel like somebody might be returning in the life of a child, or have the intention of returning in the life of a child. But it looks like somebody might have to go through a parent in this situation if this is a minor child, or someone that's protective of this child. It does look like somebody might be doing work on you, Pisces, but this is not necessarily dark work. This might be work to try to restore a situation, to sweeten it up, to make the situation better. I do feel like somebody does want to approach you. I think somebody might be a little bit nervous to approach you. Why is that? It just seems like somebody's confidence has been tested in the situation. They don't feel confident maybe about approaching you, or how to approach you, the strategy to approach you. So it seems like this could be why maybe a situation has been prolonged for a minute about this communication. Somebody could have possibly left you for somebody else. It looks like there's a new beginning potentially between you and this Pisces. Some of you are moving, Pisces. So Leo, this shows up in your reading. For some reason I get law enforcement officer with Leo. Some of you might be dealing with law enforcement. Maybe you're dating a cop, possibly. Or it's the spirit saying, is there something that you need to handle with the cops? Handle with the court, possibly. If this is a court battle we're talking about, it seems like this is an intense court battle. Pisces. Random side note, you might be seeing caution tape. Might not be a big deal, but maybe you might be seeing somebody's a heavy smoker in your situation. You having an issue with your landlord? Maybe you're not having an issue necessarily. Let's see what this is. I did say some of you are moving. Maybe you're having to wait to hear from this, hear about this move. Be mindful of your vehicle. It definitely feels like you could either be turned around, like you could be going in the wrong direction when you're traveling, or something might have you a little bit delayed, and it might have something to do with construction, this sort of thing. Like if you're trying to get somewhere, make sure that you leave a little bit early so that you're prompt, especially when it comes to school. Maybe it's best to speak to your child's teacher about something. It looks like something might be going on academically with a child. Or a child might be distracted in their phone. Or maybe they're supposed to be doing schoolwork, but they're focused on social media or whatever. Maybe somebody's texting them while they're in school, this sort of thing. What's going on with somebody's move? Is there something significant here? Maybe you're signing something definitely pertaining to a home. If you've applied for something, Pisces, it looks like there's a yes, there's an approval coming your way. But this is your spirit guide saying be careful of the fine print. Read the fine print before you sign any sort of legally binding documents. Some of you are going to court, and it would have something to do with, some of you this is a legal situation. For some of you this is a custody situation. Like you're going to family court for something. You're definitely leaving a past situation behind. So this definitely gives me the fact that you're moving. And I definitely see that if somebody is dealing with a legal situation or somebody is locked up, I see somebody getting released, possibly on bail, or somebody is just getting out. Maybe this is why you're not in communication or consistent communication with this person. Maybe somebody is incarcerated. Somebody definitely wants to build a bridge with you. Somebody that has a soul tie. And I definitely feel like there is communication. Somebody is thinking about calling you, and they may actually do that. If there's something that you've been thinking of doing, this is definitely the week to put your thought into action. There's someone that passed away that's definitely heavily on your mind. And I feel like there's a lot of anger that's festering. Either this is your anger, or this is somebody that's looking at you with the evil eye. It looks like somebody might be giving you this really goofy look, Pisces or cross-watcher, and you can't quite figure out why. It feels like this is because of someone's jealousy. Especially if we're talking about something going on online. Somebody could possibly be saying something online to you, about you, or somebody that you love, but they would never dare say this to your face. It seems like that's what this is. So somebody could definitely be trolling you online, saying something about you online, this sort of thing. Yep, you're going back home. Some of you could be going back to your stomping grounds, some familiar stomping grounds, or this is somebody possibly returning to you. Maybe there's somebody that wants to return to your home, or return to, again, a child's. And like I said, maybe this is not a literal situation. Maybe this is you healing from a strange relationship with a parent. But I honestly think that this is someone coming to communicate with you. Yeah, maybe it's your mom. Maybe you haven't spoken to your mom in a minute. Mindful of spying energy. It feels like it exists. So be careful with somebody looking in your windows. Pisces or cross-watcher. There's some weird energy in the background of your reading. Can't help but to notice that. I will let you know this. There's a major shift to your situation. It just seems like you've been struggling with something for a minute. And while I'm going to put a pin in what I just said and go back to something, I'm going to mention something, and then I'll go back to what I just mentioned. I will tell you, Spirit is warning you about someone that's in your energy. Either this person is around you or around someone that you love. Somebody is an absolute no. Back to what I was saying. There's a shift that's taking place in your situation. Something is unfolding for you.